I will let
If you do not go out that door right now.
Out that door, but my job.
I don't care about your job. I care about you getting out of the vehicle. You need to go out the door right now.
I will go out the door.
Then go.
My job.
Nope. We are done talking about your job. You need to go.
For real.
Come on.
No. Don't try. Don't. Hey.
Somebody hold this. Got it.
Hey.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get up and get out of the car.
I'm on video. Hey.
That's great. You are on video.
I am.
Step out of the car.
Hey, don't choke me. You're choking me.
Then get out of the car.
I will. Hey.
Okay.
I have a job.
All right, get up. That's great. I have a job too.
I know you do.
Listen. I need you to listen. Look at where you're at. So you need to stand up inside the car. There's no I will. Do it now. So here's what's gonna happen if you don't get out of the car, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna get pepper sprayed.
Don't pepper spray me.
Then get up and get out of the car.
I have a job. Okay,
That's great.
4:30 in the morning. Out of the car. Okay, I will open my door more.
We can't.
Don't grab my
We
door
physically
more.
are unable to.
No, you physically are. Hey, stop! I'm a woman. Let go of my shirt.
Then stand up and get out of the car and act like a woman.
Okay, I will. Hey! Like a woman. Hey!
All right, hold on so she doesn't get jammed up on that. Yep.
Hey! I know. I'm right here.
Yep.
Hey.
Got her?
Video. You got me.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Step over. 1, 2, 3, up. There we go. And handcuffs.
Hands behind your back. No need to pull away from us. There's no point.
I'm not.
You're not because you're.
At my ass.
Well, that's because you're pulling away.
I am not pulling away. I am not fighting you guys.
Got it?
Don't bully me. Don't do that.
Can we act like an adult?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, relax.
We're all white.
All right, go on.
No, give me my phone.
All right, maintain control of her because we're in the middle of the road. So I stopped the car. They pulled in here. Her car was over here in the Tasty Crab parking lot.
Drove straight over.
She drove straight up next to me, ran that post over, almost hit the concrete barrier here, decided to back up, and then just drive along here and crash into the tree and the guardrail. Wow.
This is intense.
That was just absolutely wild.
Step out again. We're gonna switch cars.
I'm gonna have you hop in the back of my squad car, okay?
Where am I going?
What?
Where am I going?
You're gonna be processed for a DUI. I'm gonna ask you to perform field sobriety testing, and then we'll go from there.
Where's my stuff?
Your stuff's in the car. What would you like out of the car?
My car, my purse.
Your purse?
Yeah.
Okay. We can do that for you. I just need you to hop out, okay?
No, I need that right now.
What?
I ain't right now.
No, you're gonna hop out of the car right now, and they're gonna look.
Will you please
Can you
give me my phone?
Your phone's actually in my car.
I need that right now. I know, but
Okay. You're not gonna get that right now. But I'm just gonna.
I'm not
I know.
gonna
Slide
write
your
it
feet
out.
out.
Please let me have my phone. Please.
You're not gonna dictate what happens, okay?
I'm not gonna dictate.
I am gonna ask you to hop out of the car.
I will hop out of the car. Please.
So step
let me
out of
have
the
my
car.
phone.
Step
Are
out
you
of the
gonna
car.
let me have my phone?
No.
Please.
And that's just how it's gonna be. Swing your feet out of the car.
At 4:30 in the morning, I need to have my phone.
I can assure you that you're in no condition to
I'm on
be.
a probationary period.
I don't care.
I work 2 jobs. Like, you
I get
don't
that.
understand that. No, you don't get that. You
I
don't
understand
get the
that.
single mom. You don't get that at all. Like,
Listen, I just need you to
have
step
to
out of the car.
phone.
I am not trying to be unsympathetic, but in your condition, you have no business going to work. It's 1:15. You are going to be in no condition in 3 hours
I'll
and
be
15 minutes to
alright.
go to work. Step out of the car for me, and we're going to go back here to this one.
You have my phone.
I do have your phone. I just need you to step out.
No, hey, don't manhandle me.
I am
I
asking
swear to
you.
God, don't manhandle me. Don't manhandle me.
You're forcing us to.
No, I'm not forcing you to. I want you to have my phone.
It's in the front seat. It's literally right in front of you.
I'm saying the 4th seat.
Fantastic.
Is
Unbelievable.
that hers or yours? Yours?
My lord.
I got a Band-Aid in the car.
And, yeah.
From what?
I'm thinking it's glass.
Oh, boy. She there now?
Yeah, I'm going to take her back to post.
Okay. You want me to come with you?
Might as well. She'll be a handful.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep bleeding, apparently.
We don't have your cigarettes.
Yeah, my cigarettes in my car.
Exactly. All right. Lexi, I need you to hop out of the car, okay?
Hold on me, so I don't fall over.
I'll get you. I'm just going to be hang tight right here. And we're just going to walk right in here, okay?
Walk me.
I will walk you. Ready?
I can't die tonight.
You're not going to die.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have you do some tests just to make sure that you were actually good to drive when you were driving, okay? All right, let's just walk in here.
Sure.
No, we're going straight in here. All right, just go ahead and stop. No, wait. Stop. I'm going to take the handcuffs off, okay? What was that?
I have to pee.
You have to
I
pee?
have the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn around for me. Hold on. Hold on. No. Wait. Right here.
I have to pee.
Yep. And we're still going to wait right here. What was that?
Go right here.
Yeah. Just come over here.
I swear to God. That's f***ed up. Like,
My fault.
no, you heard me. You heard me.
Lexi, I need you to step over here, okay?
I'm right here.
Walk over there.
Okay.
It's going to be like maybe 5 minutes. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to do 3 tests, and then we're going to be done. You can go to the bathroom, and we'll get going, okay? So what I need you to do is just step over here for me, okay?
My attorney person.
What was that?
My attorney. I'm my attorney person.
Okay, are you not going to do these tests?
I'm gonna wait for my attorney person.
Okay, then I will take that as a no, and you can go ahead and place your hands behind your back again. Alrighty. Going straight down here.
Use the bathroom. Yeah? Thank you.
You're gonna need your hands.
You're not shutting the door. The door needs to stay open while you're in custody.
Okay.
Yep, and you probably need your hands, correct?
Why don't you use the toilet instead of standing in the middle of the floor?
I can't pee my bathrooms now. So,
Would you like us to take your handcuffs off?
I'd like you to take my bathrooms off. Like,
Doesn't. Okay.
Step out of the bathroom, okay?
out of the bathroom.
Yep.
Stand next to the water fountain over there. Take a step to your left. Thank
The door has to stay open.
Okay, you wanna watch me pee?
you. No, I don't want to watch you pee. Please shut
You
the door.
do. Love it.
The door has to stay open.
I know this.
This is your opportunity to use the bathroom. Use it or don't. Or go back and handcuff. Okay, ready? Go. Go ahead and use the bathroom or don't. We're not going to debate this.
Hey, love it. Like,
The door is fine here.
hey, I'm 20 years old.
Great.
Period.
Awesome. Use the bathroom or don't. Don't push this door into my foot. Don't push the door into my foot.
Hey,
You want to catch an agbat charge? Because that's where you're going to be.
All right,
I have to pee.
we are done doing
I'm
this.
gonna try next. Like, no, hey, don't f***ing push me.
I'm not trying
Thing
to.
around.
You need to quit
Stop, you are.
pulling your arms away.
Ow! I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I have to pee. I have to pee my feet. For real. Lord. No. Hey, stop. I have to pee. Are you trying to fucking abuse me? No. For real.
Take a seat
Stop.
and remain there.
I will, but I have to pee.
I have to go get my paperwork.
Lean forward, please. Lean forward, please. Lexi, lean forward so I can
I have to go to the bathroom. Okay. You trying to me or something?
I don't know where you get that idea from.
I just start going to the bathroom.
You were given that opportunity and you were
I know, y'all were grabbing me. Y'all wouldn't let me go.
You were in the bathroom on your own.
I know.
And you chose to
I was mad at the bathroom on my own. Y'all just hung up me in the
watch the video after if you like. It's up to you if you want to come to the table, but I was getting nowhere.
Can you listen this shit up?
That was like 1-0.
I am not even trying to fight you off. Like, this shit tastes like,
Put your hands in front of you.
The other one.
don't kill me. Don't be up here.
Nobody's gonna do that.
I have peace. I already told her that I have peace. Like,
I'll be honest, that's not gonna happen right now. When you get to the jail, they can do all that.
take care.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have anything in your mouth? You lift your tongue up. Lift your tongue up. Keep your head down and lift your tongue up like this. Okay. But you don't have anything in your mouth, correct? Other than your tongue and saliva.
I'm a good girl out here trying to make it. I have to pee like no other, but that shit ain't taste. Fuck, y'all see that shit? Why? Like, you think I'm trying to hurt y'all? Why though? Show your power. Show your power. So show you hurt me. That's why?
Why did they have to do what?
Why do they have to do like that?
They had to get you out of the car because you were refusing to comply.
They manhandled me. No, I wasn't refusing to comply at all. I complied 100%. Why do they have to be like that?
How many times did they have to tell you to get out of the vehicle?
Once. One time.
I can tell you that I told you multiple times to get out of the vehicle, and
Sometimes like what, 2?
and you failed to do so.
No, 2.
I'm gonna have the other officer take you out of that handcuff, and I'm gonna have you step up here and provide a breath sample, okay?
Yeah, I'm not going to. Okay, I got me.
You can refuse at that point, which is fine. And then,
Now.
listen, once the refusal is done, or you provide a breath sample, then you can go to the bathroom.
I have to go read now.
But I can assure you, hold on, if you refuse, then I have to apply for a search warrant, which I'm gonna do.
Searching.
No, I'm gonna apply for a search warrant, which is, I'm gonna apply for a search warrant for you to give me blood, breath, and urine samples.
So bad.
Can you actually listen instead of just rambling?
Yo,
Once she's done peeing in our trash can, I need somebody over here to assist with this breath sample.
Would you say
Hi, girl.
goodness gracious, girl, I'm gonna take you to the bathroom. I don't know what's going on.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. I have
We gave her the opportunity and she tried to slam the door.
I'm trying.
Officer Johnson,
I'm trying to slam the door. I told him I had to pee. This wrong. No.
She's been extremely.
Not even one time.
hey, I wasn't there on the scene, so I don't know what's going on, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search you, okay? Just make sure you don't have anything on you. You good?
I have nothing on me.
Perfect. You can stand up for me, okay?
Stand up.
I like the color of your nails. Those look cute. You can relax.
I have nothing on me.
Okay, you can put your hand down.
No, this wrong. You want to watch TV?
Hey, be nice. Why are you gonna talk like that?
No, I'm serious.
He's like one of the nicest.
Why you watch TV? You know how it is.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
No, good guy. Pervert.
Want to take her
That's
off?
all I see. Yeah, whatever you want. Hey,
Okay.
I'm clean. That's all.
Nice, man. There you go.
No,
I just need you to step over here, okay?
Alright.
Lexi, right here.
For what?
I'm gonna ask you to provide a breath sample.
I'm good.
This is your opportunity to provide a breath sample.
This is your opportunity. If you refuse to provide a breath sample, your driver's license is gonna be suspended for a year.
Yep.
Okay?
Refuse.
All right, step over here for me really quick. I'm just gonna give you the opportunity here for a second and then let you tell me that you refuse.
You can talk to my attorney.
I am not
already
gonna
know.
talk to your attorney.
Okay, good. We're both on the same page, right? I just want to make sure, like, you're on the same page with me, right? Did you try to me?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Why would you say that?
You got video, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
all
you got
being
video.
recorded.
Okay.
I have a body camera on. I've had
Okay,
it on
body
this
camera,
entire time.
babe. Okay.
So what Officer DeMoss is doing now, I know that you said that you refuse, you don't want to give a breath sample. That's your right. That's fine. That's your right. He still has to do his job and set it up on the machine.
Are you willing to
show that you
provide me with a breath sample?
If you're willing to provide me with that body camera.
Yes, I will provide you with the body camera.
Okay, right now.
It's still recording. Are you willing to provide a breath sample?
No.
Okay, then can you please press the R button on that keyboard, indicating that you're refusing?
Go ahead.
I need you to press it.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Did you say you need to use the bathroom or you don't?
I need to use the bathroom,
Let's go ahead and use the bathroom and then we're gonna get out of here.
With like the hand.
Yeah, that's kind of what's gonna do that. When you pull out.
It's not gonna do that. This motherfucker. So it was.
There you go. Go and use that bathroom and we'll get you out of here, okay? Lights on.
Light on.
Yep. Turn it on for me. Yep. Just gonna lock them so they don't tighten up on you, okay? And we're just gonna head on out to my car.
You know what they're doing. Alrighty, Lexi. So what this is your notice of statutory summary suspension. The suspension of your driver's license shall take effect on the 46th day following the issuance of this notice. So you have 45 days to drive. The 46th day from today, your driver's license is going to be suspended for 1 year. Do you have any questions for me about that? This is basically going to be your driver's license to drive. You'll notice it says receipt to drive on the back here. That's what you're going to have to hold on to, okay? Because that's basically going to take place of your driver's license.
If you thought Lexi's behavior was bad before, just watch what she does when she arrives at the jail.
All right, hon, go and have a seat for me. You guys friends?
Friends with everybody.
Yo, yeah? Were you guys together tonight?
Hell no.
Oh. I'm just asking. I don't know what's going on.
One more phone call, real quick. Come on, guys. More than anything, I have all my bail money in my bag. Y'all can't be for real right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You are not for real.
No, I am. I'm serious.
Get out of here.
You're not getting out of here.
Till when?
Like, I can see the judge tonight.
Like you?
Whatever time that is.
I have 2 jobs to work tomorrow.
You're not going to make it.
It doesn't want my first job. I need my second job. Like, for real.
You're not making it tomorrow.
Good job.
I can't speak for that, but you probably won't get out of here until late tomorrow.
Let me go.
Hey, we're not going to be yelling.
I gotta go.
Okay, well, we are on
I gotta make my money.
time, so you're not going to work. You're not making it.
How am I gonna pay for propane? How am I gonna pay for 2 acres of land with no fucking work?
Do you guys have are you going to be okay? If you make yourself have an anxiety attack, then I'll make you go to the hospital.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that people like this, they're kind of like, I'm blaming you for the fact that I'm not going to be able to go to work tomorrow, instead of blaming myself for getting so drunk that I crashed my car in front of a cop.
Securing Alpha.
Not my fault. People are fucking nuts.
And we can stay there all
We
night.
go to the hospital. Look at me drink.
No,
I
that's not
have
how
insurance.
that's not how that works. It's all on
I
camera.
drink.
If you want to act silly, then we're gonna be silly.
No.
It's gonna all be on camera. I'm done with your game.
Camera me. I didn't drink.
Don't throw up on this desk. You throw up on this desk, you're gonna be in
I didn't drink.
That's disgusting.
I know. I didn't drink a water. For real.
I'm gonna look at you.
I didn't drink. No. For real. That's no. Hey,
Sit down.
no.
I'm gonna nail you to the wall.
Yeah, you can get the wall. Hey, I didn't work. I didn't told you. Hey, I don't feel good. Hey, I don't care either. Hey, I need help. I ain't gonna get no additional charge. I have no charges before. I'm done as fuck. I didn't drink a water. I'm not done anxiety attack. Help me. Yeah, motherfucker. You're gonna break my arm. You're gonna break my arm. Fuck you guys.
Cuff it to
No.
Down.
No, you're raping me. I'm sober. I'm lying there fucking trying to rape me. No.
You gotta calm down, hon.
No. Don't break my arm. Don't break my arm. I have to piss. I told you I have to piss.
How are these?
Let me pee. I swear to God, let me pee. That's all I'm asking. I swear to God, I'm back to pee myself.
Hey, we gotta go.
Hold on. I know.
Lex, stand up.
I will if you let me pee.
Okay, so stand up.
No, let me pee. Wait. You guys. Don't break my arm, you motherfucker. I am going to pee right now. Is anybody going to take me to the bathroom?
Okay, we're gonna get you stand up.
I don't know if you're bound. No. Have me out. I have to pee.
Now get out.
You're breaking my wrist.
Stop.
You're breaking my wrist.
Stop.
So I need you to relax for me.
Lex, I gotta pat you down if you want to use the facilities. Come on.
The longer you take, the longer it's gonna be to use the bathroom, okay? Hey, stop spitting.
I can't. Fuck you.
Hey.
Little ball motherfucker.
Calm down.
Oh, you fucking guy. And you want to kill me.
You kick me again, you're going on the ground.
I kick you one motherfucking time. Bitch.
Lexi was charged with speeding, operation of an uninsured motor vehicle, operation of motor vehicle when registration was suspended for non-insurance, resisting, obstructing, and driving under the influence of alcohol. She is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Mom hit a few cars.
What?
Meanwhile, officers are responding to multiple 911 calls reporting a driver who is actively crashing into numerous vehicles.
Go to a pair of stones.
That little building right there. She just went right around that little building right there.
Hey, come over here right now. Put your hands up so I can see them. Turn around. Turn around.
I have broken arms, so please don't.
Okay, I need you to put your hands in front of them. I'm gonna put you in handcuffs right now. You're
That's
gonna
fine.
be detained,
You
okay?
can do whatever you gotta do.
I'm gonna put this on the ground for good for you now.
Oh, please don't jack my wrist, because
I'm not gonna do anything. Okay?
I have papers, it's broken.
You know where your husband went?
I don't have a husband.
Boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
With you.
No one.
Just you?
Yep.
So you hit the car?
I don't have anything to say without a lawyer.
Okay, what's your name, ma'am?
Do I have a lawyer?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna go do that. I'm pretty sure there was.
Okay. Anything on you guys know about?
I don't have anything to say without a lawyer.
Her boyfriend left her ass. She went walking straight back that way towards the condos, the apartments. So there was another male in the car, right?
I just seen one dude and one girl.
Okay.
So if you got one dude and one girl, that's all I seen.
8398. There's another male somewhere back there on those condos.
Yeah. He left her ass.
Okay.
Put your hands up here.
No one was with me. I was all by myself.
The vehicle that was hit is still over there on Hollister.
Oh, okay.
That person probably does not even know yet.
Okay, so you observed that happen.
Yeah, I seen it. Like, I was about to turn, because I live on Elm.
Okay.
I was about to turn, and it was about to block up, and I seen, like, I heard a loud-ass bam, and I see all this smoke. And so, like, I drive up there, and I see the back end of this SUV, and, like, it's all over the dang place, right? And so I'm just like, what the heck? So I go up, and I bust a U-turn, like, to go back to my house, and then they come back this way, and they almost sideswipe me.
Yeah.
So, and their car was smoking. I thought it was going to burst into flames any second.
Yep.
So I turned around thinking, like, oh my God, these people are going to die or something, right? And I come up over here, and this car was parked right in front of, their car was parked right in front of this house, and just smoke billowing. I pulled up in front of it because I was going to see if they needed any help or anything. She started screaming at me, get out the way, because she couldn't stop the car. And so I had to jump in my car and pull off, and then the dude that was with her pushed her into the parking lot right here. And I even said to him, I said, hey, homie, the cops are on their way, man. That's a real stand-up thing you're doing, right? Leaving your girl to talk to him while you duck off. I said, that's a real cool thing for you to do. I said, she got herself a real good man, don't she? You're going to leave her here by yourself. And he just kept on walking.
All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to take your,
Yeah, with the handcuffs on.
I'm going to take them back off, and we're
And I
going to...
have a whole broken arm, so, and there's papers in my car.
Do you need an ambulance? Are you injured at all?
From Friday?
From getting in a car accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't jack on my arm, please.
I'm not doing anything.
It's broken, like I'm not kidding you.
Is that from right now?
No, it's from Friday. I have a radial head fracture in my elbow and a broken wrist.
Okay.
So please don't jack on my arm.
When you seen the vehicle she was driving, right?
Yeah, when it almost sideswiped me, I couldn't tell. Like, I just knew it was like an odd colored car. Like, when you get over there, you see it's like light blue. It's not like a normal color. And so I was just like, what the hell? So I didn't see who was driving at that time, you know, but when I got over here and I pulled over because the car was smoking and stuff, like, she was the one behind the wheel telling me, get out the way, get out the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in disbelief. Like, I didn't know if, like, because just like the way they were driving and shit, like how they almost sideswiped me, I was like, I don't know what's going on. And that's when I called 911 right away and I said, like, you know, I'm not in no high-speed chase with them. I was hanging back like a whole block. And then, like, when I got up here, that's my neighborhood, you know what I mean? And normally I don't get involved in other people's business, but like when you're hitting and running my neighbor's vehicles like that, and you're just like, you're really endangering like all of us here, you know, like, I don't know, is there anything else that you guys need from me? I got some stuff that I got to get in the fridge when I get back to the house. So.
I'm gonna ask real quick if they want you to fill out a statement, and then if not, I'll let you get going, all right?
Okay. All right,
I'll be right back with you. No problem.
Sweater back on me. I'm freezing. Nothing in my purse. Like, are you serious?
Spread your feet apart for me. A little bit wider.
Leggings on.
Spread your feet apart for me.
Jack on me. Are you serious?
All right, sir. So I'm just gonna get you a witness form, and I understand you guys to do, so I'll just give you the paper, and I'll put the case number on there, and then if you have time to drop it in at the police department, or I'll call you and I can
bring
come and pick
it by
it up.
tomorrow or something, like when I go to work. I work in the evenings over at the VA, so I can just, I only live a couple blocks from there, so I can just drop it off.
Perfect. I'll go get that for you, and then I'll let you get on your way, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
It's broken. Don't tell me. Can I please get my sweater and don't jack at my arm?
Have a seat for me.
Get my things, please. I am cold. I don't have anything on me. Not. My arm is broken.
You're gonna have to just relax.
No,
okay?
I don't have to do anything.
All right, let's see where we're at with here.
Excuse me. I have rights. Give me my and my f***ing sweater. Excuse me.
I like how every drunk asshole, oh wow, I turn into a fucking lawyer whenever they get arrested. I have rights! What are those?
Do you want to check on what she's doing over there?
I have rights. Can you please bring me my things and my sweater?
After we're done.
After you're done what?
She's looking at it right now.
Looking at what?
Because you were involved in an excess.
No, I was not.
Ma'am, you're under arrest right now. You're not going to get anything else than what you're wearing.
Did you, wait.
Oh, bitch.
Do you want me to go whole ham on you? Whole ham. I can do this all day, bitch.
10-4. Stop.
Do you want me to do it all day? I can. I have no problem. You are fine. No, give me my shit.
Okay, you're not getting anything?
I didn't do anything wrong. What? Because I was standing behind a porta potty? Get real.
Why is your car crash sitting right over there?
Was I in it?
You told that person you were.
No, I was not. No, I did not.
Okay.
I never had any contact with that person.
If you're going to keep continuing...
Oh, are you gonna talk to that person?
If you're going to continue to
don't
hit
tell me you
your
had contact. No, now you just lied to me. Now you just lied.
Sarah?
No, don't bullshit me. You just lied. I didn't have contact with any person.
You're going to be put in handcuffs behind off.
And you're gonna be.
And I have a broken radial fracture and a broken wrist, and you already violated my bullshit. Give me my shit. Take me to jail if you got a problem with me. I didn't do shit to you. I was standing right there, and you came up. Like, I don't know. Give me a lawyer. Give me my shit. Give me a lawyer.
Okay, if you continue to hit that, your hands.
I don't have any problem hitting your shit. I have no problem doing that. You won't give me my shit. You're searching through my shit when I didn't do anything wrong.
You're under arrest right now.
Okay, good for me. Give me my shit.
You don't
What's in my purse that has anything to do with anything that happened? Nothing.
Okay.
Do I have drugs in there? No.
Is there a way to get back towards the upper way?
I'm gonna need a second over here. She's gonna need to be put in handcuffs in the back and possibly life restraints.
You wanna keep going?
Okay, that's it. Step out of the car. You're gonna be put.
She's got a broken arm, right? But she's still be able to bash it against the window. What an asshole.
Put in handcuffs behind the back. Okay, if you're gonna fight with me.
Okay, because I'm not fighting with you. Do I look like I'm fighting?
Okay.
You put me in here.
I told you what was gonna happen, and you continue to hit the squad. So now the privilege of having your hands on your front of you. Okay.
None. Do I look like I give a?
If you fight or try to hit or strike any of us,
I'm in a seatbelt. You put me in a seatbelt.
You're gonna get extra charges. I just want to let you know that.
You put me in a seatbelt.
Okay.
You did this.
Turn your head that way for me.
I don't have to do shit.
Okay. Turn around. Turn this way. Go from the open the other door on that side, please.
I don't have to do anything. Do you want my paperwork?
I'm gonna move her cuffs to the back.
Do you want my paperwork? Because I can get out.
Go ahead and no, you're not getting out. Turn this way. Take the cuffs off her front of her hand. Take the cuffs off the front of her hand.
Yeah,
We're putting her in the back.
This is getting like really out of control. You're kind of hurting me right now.
Put your hand behind your back.
I don't have to do anything.
Why don't you come over this side? If you do not resist, stop resisting.
I'm resisting. You stupid.
Stop resisting. Sarah, stop resisting.
Let go of me, you.
Hey, we're not doing that.
No, that f***ing hurts. I have a radioactive fracture. I have a broken arm. I have a broken arm.
Okay. Do not kick me.
You're hurting me.
Do not kick me.
No, you hurt me. You grabbed my arm. You think I'm not going to react?
Sarah.
No, let go of me.
Hand me your other arm then.
No, let go of me. You're hurting my arm. You're hurting my arm. I wasn't in handcuffs. I wasn't in handcuffs. You're me up.
Sarah.
I have a broken arm.
I'm gonna sit you up, and then you're going to put your hands behind your back. Understand? Sarah, sit up and put your hands behind your back. 86 now. Can you run EMS here 1040?
Yeah, you better get a f***ing ambulance here right now. Like I'm not getting an ambulance. No, get an ambulance here.
You guys get the guy you looking for?
Apparently he ran over the bridge, and that's the last they saw him. No. Unless he ran across the lake.
Do you want me to stay over here? Do you want me to go get the car information and pictures and stuff?
Yeah, why don't you do that? We're just gonna wait for EMS to get here. And...
Jeez.
Holy, that's more than a little side step.
Yeah. Everybody check. go through the car, right? Something like this.
I mean, did she say she was driving?
Yeah.
She said she's the only one in the car.
Is she impaired? I didn't talk to her.
83 to 86. Do you believe she's impaired?
Yes, stupid bad. Let me out!
Sarah.
I have a radioactive fracture.
That's why we have the ambulance.
You don't get it. Like I can't everything.
She is definitely impaired.
Definitely impaired.
Definitely impaired.
So I get access?
Yeah.
Damn, look at her.
Oh, jeez.
Her whole beard came off. It's right there. There's a cigarette just casually burning up.
Probably fell out of her mouth when she swiped the car. Is that a knife? Why is there a knife in here?
Sarah, if you want, you can kick your feet out, and that's it. You gotta stay in the car.
My arm is
You're not coming out of handcuffs. You already riding with us.
Then take me to jail. Just you done with it. I don't give a right now.
Well, you're saying that your arm's broken, so we're gonna have you looked at by.
It's okay. Me out. It's killing me.
You were fighting with us, so we can't do that.
You know what? You stupid.
Okay.
Hi, sir. I'm Officer Blackhawk, Tacoma Police Department. Sorry to wake you up.
Yeah, no problem.
Is this your vehicle out here?
Yeah.
So I was involved in an accident. Someone sideswiped it. They are intoxicated. We have located that person.
Can I put a shirt on?
Yeah, no problem. Yep. All right. They did pretty good damage on this left corner here.
Yeah.
That's about all they really did. Most of the damage was to their car, so it's kind of just this area.
All right.
Yeah.
But we got their information and all that?
Yeah, we don't have their insurance. They're pretty difficult, but we do have who they are and all that stuff. So just kind of wanted to make you guys aware and then maybe get your guys' information.
Sarah, stop kicking.
Get the away from me, you stupid bitch! Just get the away from me.
So she ran from the car.
Okay.
We put her in handcuffs at first because she said that she has a broken arm. Then she started to fight and punch and kick. So, I mean, to be fair, she did say that it was broken when I first walked up to her, but she was involved in that vehicle crash, so.
What they get?
Car for sure.
So was she driving or passenger? Don't know.
I guess we don't know at this point, but.
Hey, it's the ambulance. You sit up? No? What's your name?
What's her name?
Sarah.
Sarah, sit up. Sit up, Sarah, if you want the ambulance to evaluate you.
I don't! I have a radioactive fracture in my elbow and I have a fractured wrist. What more do you want from me?
Well, you wanted an ambulance, right?
No! I want it to be done. I want to be out of this because there is like.
Well, it sounds like that's not going to happen, so if you don't want EMS, we'll head out. You want to go to the hospital and have that evaluated? Did you get x-rays done that confirm a fracture?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So, okay. You got fractures and no cast?
In my elbow? They're going to cast my elbow.
Well, you can cast your whole arm if you want.
Really?
Yeah, if you want technicalities. Would you like to go to the hospital or no?
Yes.
You do want to go to the hospital?
Right now.
Okay, let's go. You want to go to the hospital? We'll figure it out on down.
Yep, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi. Do you guys know a Sarah?
Yes, that is my whole mom.
That's your mom. Okay.
Go on. Come on, Pat.
Where's her boyfriend at? Is it her boyfriend? Is it your dad?
No, that's my husband. Yeah.
That's your husband. I was with
Yes.
her. And where's he at?
He should have been with her. The passenger seat.
Well, he fled the scene and he's out running around.
What?
Oh, is this your cat? He wants home.
Oh, my baby. Sewage? Yes. I don't know why he would flee.
He wasn't driving.
No.
So I don't know why he.
So it would be leash.
You can look him up. Like, he doesn't have anything.
He just took off?
He's just running loose.
Well, Mom hit a few cars.
What?
And...
Oh my gosh.
Do you want me to come in so the dogs don't get out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe Mom was going out for a night on the town. Mom was coming home from the bar and hit a few cars, and then she took off running. And she parked at Butts Park. She has that. Well, we found your mom hiding behind a building, but we haven't found Lee yet.
Behind buildings?
He said it was a Lee.
And he ran?
He ran, yeah.
What?
So Mom hit a few cars, got out of the car at Butts Park, and then
This lady's annoying the hell out of me. She's like, so she was riding drunk, hit a bunch of cars. She hit a bunch of cars? Yeah, she hit a bunch of cars, and then she went off running. She went running? He's out. It's like, just, oh my God, you're driving me nuts. I'd lock her up for being annoying.
Running, and she was hiding behind a shed over there.
Okay. So my husband probably thought, like,
He was
I'm
in
gonna
trouble,
sit in. He has nothing ever against him. Like, he is.
Yeah. Oh my God, take this white trash out, please. It's stinking.
Single whole person.
Well, I'm sure he wasn't. No one's thrilled about, talking to the cops, but
Yeah, but he's a passenger. Nothing would have happened.
Why would he run?
I don't know. But you're free to call and tell
And
him
you're not
that
supposed
he's
to do
not in
legal,
trouble.
and now he's in trouble,
'cause I
so
don't know,
you can say whatever
my
you
initial
want.
thought was he ran towards the lake.
Is he gonna
And you
be in
thought,
trouble?
is my mom in your backseat?
No, Mom's on the way to the hospital right now. She's fine, but she's going to be under arrest for OWI.
Yeah.
DUI.
Okay.
And she's pretty worked up right now. She's kicking and screaming, and
Yep.
so she is in leg shackles and handcuffs, and she's all
Oh, great.
because she's freaking out.
Is she's not gonna get charged with anything, right? Other than like hitting cars and stuff, obviously.
That's going to be determined if she kicks cops and stuff like that. She's going to get felony.
Let her
You're not gonna
know
get
that
charged with
Julie
it.
is here.
These
Just
people are
tell them
shit. All of
tell
you.
her
Take them all to
Julie is
jail.
here.
Okay.
And she won't do anything.
Maybe we'll call her here and see if you guys can calm her down.
We'll talk to her.
Can you hear me? Is she freaking out?
Yeah.
Ask her if she wants to talk to her daughter.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, they're not going to be able to let you talk to her because she's still freaking out. And they don't understand.
Seriously, if you tell her that Julia's here, she'll calm down. I'm not even shitting you.
He will not bite you.
Do you want to call Lee and tell him he can stop running through?
Stop.
Woods?
Like, right now, I do not know why my husband would do that. He has nothing.
No warrants or nothing like that?
No. That man has
Yeah, right.
he's the sweetest, kindest man. I don't even know why he would run.
No, I definitely don't believe you.
The car is parked in Butts Park. You guys know where that is? Down by the dam.
Is it wrecked? Is it?
She hit a few cars, yeah, that were
Few
parked.
cars? 1, 2, 4? How
We
many
don't.
is that?
We're still counting. So.
What?
She was driving down Hollister and she's very intoxicated. So we don't know how many she hit right now, but.
Oh my God.
We're not sure if that car is drivable, but.
Well, that's probably why Lee's fled.
We will get the car back here to our home.
Okay. She's gonna be at the hospital. She claims she got a broken arm.
Yeah, she does. She has a broken elbow and a broken wrist.
Okay. So she's gonna be down at the hospital. She's gonna have quite the process.
Yeah.
If she's gonna avoid jail, she's gonna have to have someone pick her up.
Yeah.
Is that something either of you two be willing to do? Okay.
Yes, we will have.
Cars at Butts Park. Please call Lee just to make sure he's okay. He didn't run off in the lake or something like that.
Yeah.
So call him. Make sure he's okay. Tell him to stop.
Thank you so
freaking
much.
out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Later, Sarah refused to participate in field sobriety testing. Court records indicate officers applied for a blood draw search warrant, which was approved by a judge. Sarah was charged with driving under the influence, hit and run, resisting, battery to a police officer, and use of force. She was sentenced to serve 15 days in her local jail.
Hostile C4. Get down. Right. Deploying Archangel. Controlling Bravo. Dropped enemy.
In June 2024, police were dispatched to a physical altercation in a parking lot in Wausau, Wisconsin. The caller reported that while parked in a lot, a 23-year-old man named Matthew and his 20-year-old girlfriend Anna parked in the space next to them. With their windows down, Matthew was heard yelling at Anna. When Anna attempted to get out of the car, Matthew allegedly grabbed her by the hair and struck her multiple times, causing her to scream bloody murder. It is crucial to acknowledge that both individuals have had past interactions with law enforcement. However, Anna's encounters have been more severe in nature. At the moment, she has an ongoing felony case from 2023 and is commonly known for being loud, aggressive, and violent.
I'll bring the wheelchair up. Stop resisting, stop starting to scratch. Got the foot, got the foot. I got her job, give the check.
Hey! Stop! Stop! She's banging her head back.
Upon arrival, the officer saw a vehicle trying to leave the parking lot but blocked its path, causing it to quickly park.
2 to 4, I got him. Show me your hands. Put your hands on the wheel. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Or me on the east side of the low double glass. Show me your hands. Both of you. Both your hands. Both your hands.
My hands are right here, so...
All right. Unlock it.
Anna,
step out.
Anna,
hey, step out. Step out. Over this way.
Anna,
over this
swear
way.
to God, if I
over
go
this
to
way.
jail because of you.
Over this way. Sir, this way. My squad car over here. Let's go. Fuck you, mom, yourself.
223, other units can slow it down.
Who called and why?
You got told us, let's go fight between the male team.
Okay,
Turn around.
She was leaving, trying to leave. Can you listen to me?
No, I'm in charge. Turn around.
What's going on?
Can you just come over here? So officer answers the Wausau PD.
I'm gonna pat you down for weapons. You got anything on you that you know about?
No, I don't. I don't have anything. Officer, she's been drinking.
Sir, I need you to calm down. Okay?
I am calm. I'm calm.
You just yelled at me. Okay?
All right, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
So we just got a call that there was a physical fight between...
There's no physical fight, I promise.
Nothing like that?
No, nothing like that, sir.
All I was trying to do is hold her because she's drunk. She's drinking.
Why would someone think that there was a fight going on?
It's because I was drinking a little tiny bit, and I was a little bit upset, but I'm okay now.
I was just trying to get her home. That's all I was trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do, officer. That's all I'm trying to do.
I need you to settle down.
I know, but that's what I'm letting you know.
Okay.
Baby,
no, hey. Nope.
Baby, calm down.
We're staying over here. We're staying over here.
Yeah, we're gonna step over this way. Keep going this way. Walk this way.
We're staying over here, okay?
Walk this way.
I told her it was gonna happen. Go make a f***ing scene, stupid now.
As Matthew continued to lose his shit, Anna explained to another officer that nothing happened and everything was supposedly fine.
So there was like an argument or something, or what?
No, there was no argument. It's all good.
It's all good. Are you
I
just
promise.
saying that because he's kind of heated up?
You can just tell the truth, you know, lady.
Why are you saying
I'm not
that?
saying that for no reason. I'm saying it because there was no argument, and it was all my fault, and
Okay,
it's all
so
good.
What's your name?
Matthew.
Matthew what?
Matthew. H-E.
Dude, you're gonna go on handcuffs. You're gonna go on handcuffs if you don't calm down. You understand that? Stop clapping. Stop doing this.
No, I can do it on the line. I can do it on the line.
if I look at the security camera, it's not going to show.
There's security cameras at his uncle's house. I did not touch him. He did not touch me. There's no problem. I promise.
Okay.
We're gonna put you in cuffs.
All right, you can. You can. You most definitely can. You most definitely can.
resist.
You're fine. You can. I understand.
We're gonna leave you in cuffs until you calm down. Okay, brother?
We're just trying to go home.
I get you. Do you have your ID or something like that on
I
you?
do have my ID, sir, but I don't have an identification.
You don't have identification? Like a driver's license or whatever?
I have a driver's license, but I think it's in my house. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I think it's in my house. Yeah, I don't have an ID on me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. No
It's in my
biggie.
house.
Yep, no, not the end of the world.
She's drunk. She's upsetting me, dude. I've been dealing with this for a month and a half now. I just gotta relax, dude.
Just an argument because you're intoxicated then?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
basically.
So, and he didn't put his hands on you or anything like that? Did he threaten you at all?
Of course not. No.
If you knew how many times I've been over by women, you would understand.
Where did the argument happen here?
It was all me.
It was all you? Did you put your hands on him?
No, I did not.
Okay, did you threaten him at all?
No, I did not.
What's she doing that's frustrating? Keep
Drinking too much, acting a fool.
What do you mean by acting a fool?
Well, I don't know. What do you expect that I mean? Don't you act like a fool when you're drinking? When you overdrink?
When you said it's all me, what do you mean by that?
We were just getting mad, and we just got into a fight, and physically mad. I'm dropping me off at my place.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
Can you loosen these a little bit, please?
Well, you're turned around on them, that's why.
What?
You turned your wrist around on them, that's why.
Well, I'm showing you. I'm showing you.
Stop it.
And your first name?
Talking to my PO.
Okay, what's your
Anna. A-N-N-A.
They're just a little too tight, please.
I can fit a full finger in there, boss.
Dude, no, you cannot.
Stop turning your wrist in there. Full pinky in there.
Okay, I get that, but it's like, it's.
Okay, so then stop.
It's okay.
Anna, don't yell at them. We don't need anything to escalate here, okay?
They're not meant to.
All right, yep, I'll just stop.
So why are we being told that you guys were fighting? Physically fighting, pulling hair?
No, there was no pulling hair. A woman called you. Yeah, she's gonna fucking obviously make a fucking big deal about it because she's a fucking woman. She's a fucking stupid.
Can we have a conversation without you yelling and swearing at me?
Well,
can we have a civil
conversation? Can you understand how women are, though? Do you understand how women are, or do you not have a girlfriend?
I'm just gonna try to get him out of this situation, and then.
What's his first name?
His name is Matthew.
Okay, do you guys live together?
We do.
Okay, where do you guys live? Nope, don't walk away.
We're about to live together, and
You're about
to move. Yeah,
Do
we're
you
about
live together
Not
currently?
at the moment, but we're about to get a place together.
Okay, do you guys have any children in common?
No, we do not.
Okay, are you guys legally married?
No.
No? Okay.
Can we have a normal conversation here?
Okay.
Civil conversation.
All right.
I don't want to be sweared at. I don't want to be cussed at. Breathe. Okay?
Can I please just talk to him for a second, and then can you guys stop talking? Please.
No, that's not how we're going to do
Calm him
things.
down. I
Nope.
promise, please.
Nope.
I don't want him to get arrested, please,
Okay,
sir.
well, he's not under arrest.
All right, do you understand how women are, though? They over-exaggerate. Do they not? I'm asking you a question.
That's
do
your
they
personal
not?
opinion.
No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Seriously.
Is that your personal opinion?
Yes,
I just want to know what happened.
Yes, it is my personal opinion. Women over-exaggerate.
Okay, so what is your non-exaggerated form of what happened here?
Right now?
I know
Okay,
he's
we're
not,
just
but
trying to
he's
fig-
going to get it.
Hey, we're just
He's
trying
going
to
to if he continues to act like he's going to.
It sounds like he's calmed down a little bit, okay?
I don't-
So I'm not going to let you go over to him, okay? And if you start to walk over there to him, I'm going to put my hands on you.
I had my arm around her. That is it. That is it. My arm around her. Not choking her. Not nothing.
Up around the shoulders or where at?
You can ask her yourself.
Where is it, up around the shoulders or where at?
Like around, if I could show it, yeah, like around her shoulder, not around her neck at all. Around her like shoulder and.
I'm gonna help him out as best as I can. I promise.
And the best way to do that right now is just being truthful. And are you being
I
truthful
am
with me?
being truthful, I
saying
promise,
that,
sir.
that nothing's going on?
Nothing's going on, I promise. We're
Okay.
just drinking too much issues with drinking.
Okay, so you guys were just parked here and just an argument came because you were drunk.
Yes, sir.
And then nothing physical, no threats, nothing
physical,
happened.
no.
And then we just show up and then all of a sudden.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just you can hop back in the car and just hang out for now. Or just, okay, but don't go over there, okay? Don't go over there.
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't go over there. Don't go over there.
We just told you.
Sit in the car.
Like I'm gonna leave to you guys.
What?
I don't listen to police officers, fucking pigs.
Okay, no, don't grab my hand.
Can you sit in the car, please?
Sit in the car.
just flipped.
Sit
Are
in
you
the
gonna bring
car.
him back? When
Sit
are you
in
gonna
the
bring him
car.
back?
We're
When
just-
are you gonna bring him back?
We're just interviewing right now to figure out
Where'd
what
that
we
come
have
from?
going on. Okay, if it's
Okay.
really nothing, then what you guys
It's
were supposed
obviously nothing. When are you gonna
Okay.
bring him back?
when we're all willing.
When we're done with our investigation, get in the car.
Okay, why do you guys stop being fucking pigs?
That's not your car.
Wrong car.
Wrong car.
Okay, motherfucking piglets.
You
Soon
got him.
after, Anna forcefully opened her door, denting the parked vehicle next to them.
Hey, hey.
Are you?
Step out. Step out. Step out. Step out or I'm going to pull you out.
Sorry.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Sorry.
You're detained right now, okay? We do not do that. We do not slam car doors into other
didn't
cars.
mean to slam a
Stop.
car
Let go of your hand. Let go of your.
I'm so sorry,
Put
sir.
your hands behind your. Put your hands behind your
Sorry,
back.
I'm sorry, I
Put your hands behind your
Put your
back.
hand behind your back.
I did not mean to slam the car door. I'm so sorry.
Well, now you've got damage to property, okay?
No, it doesn't matter. I didn't damage your property, please. Please, sir, I did not damage any property. Sir, I'm so sorry. I did not
Let's go. We're going
I
over
did
here.
not damage any property to property. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You don't gonna act like that and just get all lean against this car, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. I did not damage any property to any car.
There's a giant scratch on the side of the car right
Can we
there now.
see it?
I saw it. All right, I
see it
witnessed
right
it
now?
happen.
I would rather see it
No.
before I see it
No.
because I don't.
Okay, cool.
Can we see it?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
This is not how we're doing things, okay? You're not in
Yes, it
charge.
is how we're doing things because I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
Yes, I don't. Please, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm detaining you. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm
Gonna go
sorry.
back to the squad car here, okay? You're only detained. You're not under arrest at this point, okay? Slide in. What do you have?
He said she's 19 and drunk.
Yep.
You never hit her. He put her arm around that shoulder area, trying to keep her upright because she's intoxicated. Never pulled her hair. He's freaking out.
Yeah, she's just saying that nothing happened, nothing physical, no threats. She's just drunk and they got in a little argument that happened. She denies anything physical, no domestic relationship that we can prove. Her slamming that door, she said she's on paper, so I'm going to call them and see what we got going on.
While the officer was attempting to contact the registered owner of the vehicle Anna damaged, she managed to slip out of her handcuffs.
I already ran it.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't bring any laws. I didn't bring any laws.
Step back. Step up.
Okay,
Step up.
please. I did not bring any laws. I did not bring any laws.
Turn around.
I did not break any laws. I did not break any laws. Please let go of me. Please let me go. Let me walk home. Please. I've literally been so compliant with my probation.
10-4.
I've been so compliant with my probation.
Stop.
I haven't broken any laws.
You just caused damage to the car over there.
What car?
You going to jail?
I don't know yet.
You do know.
Nope.
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for the damage. Why are you asking me? I didn't pay. I didn't cause any damage that I'm not going to pay for it.
As they tried to reapply the handcuffs, she resisted and proceeded to scream for her life.
Because I don't understand. It's
Put your hands behind your back.
no, it doesn't understand why you're doing this to me.
Back in the car.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Back in the car.
Sir, I didn't do anything wrong.
Back in the car.
I did not do anything.
Anna, stop.
Anna, stop. Stop.
Stop.
Stop the car.
Last chance or you're under
You're going to be under arrest. Do you understand that?
Why?
You're going to be under arrest. Get in the car.
For resisting. Get in the car.
I'm not resisting arrest.
You are. Get in the car.
Not.
Okay, now you're under arrest for resisting. Get in the car. Do you have cuffs on? Yes, cuffs on, so.
Yeah, but my armor. So, it's just the color? Yeah.
I got a helmet on the way. She smacked the door, so I'm trying to. Do you know if he's inside here? The guy, the owner of this car, she slammed open the door and dented the car and left the mark.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So I want to see if he wants to do anything about that for criminal damage.
RP said that they rolled up right next to her. Dude bro's driving. Anna's in the front seat. Dude is just yelling at her, kind of degrading her. Anna tries to get out of the car. He pulls her back inside, kind of grabs her by the hair, pulls her back inside, and then she's throwing like multiple punches at her, kind of just anywhere.
He's throwing punches at her?
She's saying Anna was screaming kind of bloody murder, kind of looked sad, distraught, stuff like that. RP is pretty shaken up about it.
Do you have video footage of it?
No, she just said they pulled up right next to her. She was just on the phone with.
Okay, let me call probation and try to find the RO real quick.
Stop.
Anna, knock it 12, get out here. Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach!
Her shoes caught my belt.
Knock it off!
Her shoes stuck in my belt. Her shoes stuck in my
223 to any north is fine. Can you pick it up and also grab the strips? Calm down. Calm down.
Anna, you're ready.
Anna, stop resisting.
You're hurting my arms. You're hurting my arms. You're hurting my arms.
Casey, can you grab leg restraints? Leg restraints, please. I should have in the back of your passenger seat in the box. Anna, take some deep breaths. Anna, take some deep breaths. Anna. Anna, calm down.
Breathe.
Anna, I need you to calm down. No, just leg restraint. She's kicking us. Calm down. Anna, I just need you to calm down, okay?
Breathe, Anna.
What hurts? All right, let's just get her up to the jail. All right, Anna, I don't want you kicking and I don't want you fighting. Oh, okay. We're just gonna get you up and we're gonna have you sit down in the cop car here, okay? I don't want you to do anything. Can you agree to that?
Before I talk to anybody else.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Wait. All right, stand up.
You gotta help us here a little bit. Roll your side. Roll your side.
I'm so fat.
Roll your side.
I'm so fat. I can't sit up on myself.
Now do a sit up, and now we're gonna stand up, okay? 3, 2, 1. Here we go, in the car.
Can we talk to my PO, please?
We're trying.
Yep,
Okay.
swing your legs in. Swing your legs in.
I'm good. Thank you, sir.
And are we really doing this again?
Yeah, we are good.
All right. All right.
I break my legs and I'll sue you.
Put your legs in the car.
I will literally sue you.
Put your legs in the car.
Then I will sue you.
Hold on. Back up.
I don't deserve this. I did not do anything wrong. I don't deserve it.
At one point, Anna deliberately kicked an officer's head with full force, smashing it in the door frame.
Now, I'm gonna tell you one time you just kicked my hand.
Okay, then punch me.
That's bad.
I will sue you.
You're good.
You will sue you. I will sue you for thousands of
Put your
dollars.
legs in the car.
Anna, put your legs in the car.
Get your legs in the car. Get your legs in the car. Get your legs in the car.
I will sue you for thousands of dollars.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna follow you up. I'll figure everything out. 223, myself and 224 is gonna be 76 to the jail. 224 is gonna be transporting. We're gonna need 2 people from the jail to meet us there. Oh, is that? I'll call you guys back. I'm sorry. We just had a fight with Anna. Give me a few minutes. I'm driving up to the jail right now. So, sorry.
Are you guys gonna figure out Matthews? Yeah, we got it. You got him? 4.1, under 94.1. Set down the there.
Given Anna's violent and uncooperative behavior, officers decided it was necessary to transport her to jail immediately.
What do you got?
Get the helmet off.
No, just keep going. Just keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah, we're almost there. Just keep going.
Okay.
Please. Please just park over.
322343. Anna picked her helmet off. We're not stopping. We're still going. Just advise Gail is rather uncooperative and aggressive.
You know your ass out.
Wausau PD, 2 cars, 1 female. Send a couple down with the chair.
Excuse me, what'd you say?
I wasn't talking to you.
No, I would like you to talk to me, sir. I'm sitting back here waiting for you to talk to me, so can you please talk to me?
We're a little past that.
Excuse me, what'd you say, sir? What'd you say?
Should have stayed on the east side.
I'm glad that you got there first. When I see him being that...
He was on the way out of the side there when I got...
Dude, I was... Oh, God. Yeah, I got my computer. Did she kick that off?
No, no, no. Also, helmet's still on, so I thought it came off.
Are you injured at all from resisting?
I think so.
Okay. So we have that.
I did not drive illegally!
I'll call Pacey, confirm that it caused some pain and all that stuff. And I was on the phone with probation when I ran over there to help you.
She started
She was so cool with me like before, like so calm. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, well if it's nothing, we'll let you get on your way. And then I'm like, and you came over here. I'm like, all right, 1 sec, let's see what we got going on. And then something in here just snapped.
I said I thought he was like super good.
Oh, he was amped up, and I'm like, this sucks. So. Okay.
Yeah, still that one up. Pretty sure my app is logged out, so.
Hello, are you gonna talk to me, sir?
Are you gonna act like a normal human being?
I promise I will if you treat me like one.
What do you want to talk about?
When I promise I will.
What do you want to talk about?
Like one.
What do you want to talk about?
You're not gonna treat me like one if you don't like act like it. I promise you that.
I'm treating you like one right now. What are you gonna talk about? I'm treating you like one right now. What do you want to talk about?
Huh?
I'm treating you like a human being right now. What do you want to talk about?
I'm talking about how you're gonna let me go because I didn't do anything wrong. I don't have a driver's license. I'm literally just driving in the passenger seat and you guys are arresting me for what? For what? What did I do? What did I do?
Your behavior.
Behavior? What did I do?
Dude was literally, he was like flying out as I pulled in and he just like hard brake, turned into a staller.
Yeah, I thought you were.
I was literally
leaving.
right at
Yeah.
We gotta wait.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. She's coming out first. They're coming down now. Wait to get the mail out. Welcome back. Oh yeah. Leg restraints, helmet on. She's handcuffed. She's kicking everyone. She's resisting.
Handcuffed in the back?
Yeah. Yeah, quite a lot going on.
All right, we'll see what we got.
As long as you don't touch me, I will escort you as long as you don't touch me. I promise you that, sir.
Your arm as you walk.
You're not going to touch my arms, otherwise I will not come. Escort me. What did I do wrong? What did I
Anna was charged with felony counts of battery, threat to an officer, bail jumping, misdemeanor counts of resisting obstructing an officer, and disorderly conduct. Every charge is a repeater, and she was also cited for underage drinking, having 6 prior convictions for the same offense. Due to the witness's interview, Matthew was only charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct, also a repeater. Ultimately, Anna and Matthew were released on a $5,000 and $150 signature bond. Want a deeper look into the channel or craving additional content? Explore code BlueCam on Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes access, giveaways, and much more.
Now, what's interesting is, as I said yesterday, they don't do that. It doesn't actually end up doing that, playing that role at all. And this is yet further evidence that it doesn't do that at all. But having said that, we have I don't want to show the video here if it shows like the actual he just kind of hooks a right directly in to the crowd past. Did you watch the New Orleans conference an hour ago? Was it close? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched it. No. Did I join your stream from the start? Do you agree it was an ISIS attack? Wait, what? My man, I have no idea. What, like, is it ISIS? Do we know? Are you talking about the Cybertruck explosion? Are you talking about the New Orleans one? What the hell? You got to stop manifesting. They're going all out on manufacturing, talking about people involved in a terrorist driver. You know what's crazy? I talked about this yesterday, and the point I ended it on was there's still a likelihood that this can happen, and there could be some kind of attack. And like the immediate assertion of this being like that it's like a Islamist style like Hamas attack is so ridiculous, considering that Hamas has never operated outside of outside of Gaza for the most part. ISIS also is, a cutout of American state assets in general. So if it is actually someone who is like ISIS affiliated, FBI officially identifies Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S. citizen from Texas, as the driver of the New Orleans Ram and attack. An ISIS flag was in the vehicle where weapons and a potential ID were found, the Bureau says. I believe that the dude was also, some stuff that I saw was that he was like an army guy, which, interestingly enough. John Kennedy spoke at the press conference update. You are not ready for the insanity. Oh boy. We're bringing in New Year's. We're bringing in 2025 with a really, really horrifying.
Those events?
I would.
In a really horrifying way. Ex-veteran turned real estate agent. Yeah. There's people have like gathered. Investigative reporters have gathered their LinkedIn. Here's Jacqueline's tweet from The Intercept and The Guardian. Shamsuddin Jabbar's LinkedIn profile was deleted, but here is ghost remnants. I guess let me just start off with giving you details about what took place in New Orleans yesterday, or last night. Sorry, or I guess this morning technically. At least 10 are killed in New Orleans after a driver intentionally rammed into a crowd on Bourbon Street. Okay, so that is what happened. I believe 35 are injured as of now when a driver rammed a pickup truck into a crowd during a New Year's celebration on Bourbon Street in New Orleans early on Wednesday morning. The FBI is investigating it as an act of terrorism. The FBI has identified the suspect as a 42-year-old Texas man and Army veteran. Law enforcement sources say the suspect, who was killed in a firefight with officers, had an ISIS flag at the time of the attack. The FBI said it is investigating the potential association with terrorist organizations. The FBI said it doesn't think the driver was solely responsible. Weapons as well as potentially improvised explosive devices, otherwise known as IEDs, were found on the vehicle. Officials have located IEDs in the area. The attack at the popular French Quarter happened less than a mile from where the Sugar Bowl was to be hosted Wednesday. The annual college football game was postponed for 24 hours for public safety reasons, the Bulls CEO said. How does this not hurt you to cover? What? Anyway, there was a police barricade. So if you're wondering like how this happened, there was of course a police barricade, which apparently the driver went around. Video shows the moment the FBI says Shamsuddin Jabbar raced onto a packed Bourbon Street from Canal Street in a pickup truck with Texas plates and an ISIS flag. There's video being reviewed by FBI of 3 men and 1 woman placing bombs around the area. It's a tragedy. Yes, it is a tragedy. This is what I do. I cover I'm a news political commentator. Okay. A couple things that are immediately interesting, obviously, is that yesterday we talked about the surveillance state. Yesterday we talked about how the police are supposed to navigate around these sorts of things and apprehend suspects and have this like massive net of surveillance, and how that is going to subvert and apprehend and stop additional, terror attacks from potentially taking place. Now, what's interesting is, as I said yesterday, they don't do that. It doesn't actually end up doing that, playing that role at all. And this is yet further evidence that it doesn't do that at all. But having said that, we have I don't want to show the video here if it shows like the actual he just kind of hooks a right directly in to the crowd, passing a cop car. I won't show the rest of it, but I just wanted to show you that like they have what do you call it? They have placed barricades
with local and federal.
Anyway, here's the FBI. We'll now tune into the FBI press briefing that took place. We'll listen to the press conference that took place. Also, on top of that, the local press conference with the police, and apparently Kennedy was there as well.
Ongoing investigation.
Oh, it was a Ford F-150 Lightning. That's why its pickup is crazy. All right, that makes sense, because it was that right hook turn is like, it's not the most significant factor here, obviously, but like it's a heavier vehicle, and also 2, it can accelerate with incredible speed, like much faster than an ICE engine car of similar weight.
Into the tragic attack in New Orleans. This is Fox News live coverage of the terror attack, the New Year's Day terror attack in New Orleans. Let's listen now to the officials.
I've been providing some facts and information about what we do now. I know that all of you will have questions, and we will try to provide some answers. So this is an ongoing investigation that's rapidly evolving. So there are some questions I will be unable to answer at this time.
There's a YouTube video that is now deleted of the suspect as well. It's just like, it's crazy to me that, God, everything is logged online. It's wild.
The FBI is the lead investigative agency appointed on the
Did they not change the microphone? That's crazy. I assume that there's got to be a better mic here, right? If only they were a billionaire CEO, the cops would have done a better job. No, they wouldn't have. That's the whole... They would not have. I don't think the cops couldn't stop Brian Thompson from being shot in broad daylight either. Yeah, CNN has it. I don't think CNN has uploaded it yet. But I will go to the CNN. I will try to find the CNN coverage.
Also located in the French Quarter. As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. The FBI's agent bomb as our local law enforcement.
They're trying to fix the audio, I think. Oh, there it is.
The FBI is asking the public's help. We're asking anyone, video or pictures, to provide it to the FBI. We have set up a digital tip line as well as our 1-800 number, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Please provide us with any information that can assist us in this investigation. Once again, thank you for your patience and assistance. For an updated statements or information.
Calling it terrorism is racist. I mean, no, it is. It is definitionally an act of terrorism. The problem is, I guess, that is intentionally vague and almost always, almost never applied to white supremacist domestic terrorists, even though they run up the numbers. But it is. It's an act of terror. Like 100%. This is colloquially, when you talk about trying to kill as many civilians as possible, that is an act of domestic terror, okay? Whether it's by car ramming, whether it's by shooting, whether it's by blowing stuff up with IEDs, improvised explosive devices, that is definitionally and colloquially what you would consider to be an act of terrorism, okay? The fact that he did this with an ISIS flag or potentially converted to Islam and then got radicalized and was potentially working with other people, that doesn't make it more terrorism. And then like someone like Dylan Roof, less terrorism. Those would both be colloquially and even with the vague interpretation of what the terror designation is, both of those would still be considered acts of terrorism. The problem, of course, is that in many circumstances, when it's a white supremacist domestic shooter or an anti-government far-right extremist of different backgrounds, they are oftentimes not considered terrorists in the same frequency as obviously someone who might be an Islamic revert or someone doing it at the behest of ISIS. Okay? That's the difference. They just don't call the other thing that. But even then, the definition is intentionally vague regardless. Flag was found inside the car, then they hang it up. I don't know if that's the case. What? That seems insane, especially because they, from the videos I saw, I think they hid the flag. Anyway, it is a horrifying tragedy, of course, in an unimaginably violent nation, in a nation where this sort of thing happens all too frequently. If you rob it of the identity markers, death and destruction is incredibly commonplace. Mass shootings are a lot more frequent in this country than any other nation. And yet, this on top of, this will most likely get a lot more understandable coverage considering the timing and also the potential implications given who did this act of violence. Now, the usual actors that want to turn every tragedy into another talking point for their pet issues seemingly consider this to be an undocumented migrant. New Orleans terror attackers said to have come across the border in Eagle Pass 2 days ago. Shut the border down. Who did our government bomb lately that is taking it out on innocent Americans? Apparently, the New Orleans car ramming attacker was also a U.S. citizen born and raised in Texas. Also, crime rates are not anywhere close to where they've been in the past, but neither Trump nor She will let facts get in the way of their hateful narrative. Here's the Trump statement. When I said that criminals coming in are far worse than the criminals we have in our country, the statement was constantly refuted by Democrats and the fake news media, but it turned out to be true. Because they are more, like the right wing is broadly more focused on undocumented migrant crime and consistently trying to portray that as the overarching narrative so they can tie it back to their white nativist immigration strategies. They jumped the gun and immediately went, oh, this is an undocumented migrant, not realizing that this is another type of common narrative that you can always point to, which is Islamic terror, right? So they kind of blew their load a little bit too early, it seems. Apparently, Fox News also tried to hit the human smuggling angle here.
About the particular truck that was used in this, we know that was used in this. We know that it was a rental. We know that it was brought from Texas and it was spotted in Eagle Pass, Texas, back on November 19th. But We understand that the truck does have a history of plate readers. It never actually passed through from Mexico into Eagle Pass. However, the license plate on this truck.
I heard he's aligned with ISIS. Damn, Twitter needs to be banned. No, the FBI has said that he is aligned with ISIS. It's not simply a Twitter narrative. Like, people aren't just making that up.
Has a history of plate readers at the border in patterns, and I'm quoting, that may be suspicious for human smuggling. When this story first broke, a lot of people wanted to know the identity of the suspect. When you hear human smuggling, you think about the border, and the border has obviously been such a dangerous, ignored problem for this country, with so many of these sleeper cells and terrorists who want to harm Americans illegally crossing our borders. What part of that most alarms you?
Well, you know, I've been alarmed by terrorists and criminals crossing our border for some time. In fact, one of the lawsuits that I filed against the Biden administration addressed the fact that the administration was not removing violent criminals who had been convicted and served their time and were subject to removal under federal law. So, and we know that there are a number of other people who've been allowed across our border without any real checking, and that we've got known terrorists among us. This is part of the same pattern. It is very concerning, and I think that we've got a lot of sorting out to do when the new administration takes over.
Crazy theory, I know, but isn't it weird that all this lines up with the border stuff to help Trump justify his weird soft invasion plans for Mexico? I mean, it's not. That's not crazy. The crazy thing is they jumped the gun to very clearly treat this as though it was an undocumented migrant, or at least like heavily leaning on the side that like this is an undocumented migrant related attack, because that is what they are trying to look, the government has certain enemies, okay, that they like to point to. The right specifically, and sometimes even Democrats, like to point to a common villain. If you have a common villain that everyone needs to be afraid of, you can justify a lot of crazy invasions of privacy. You can justify a lot of military action. You manufacture consent surrounding this common villain with stereotypes in media. And right now, that common villain is not Muslims broadly, even though that was the common villain, the number one enemy of America and the number one enemy of the West. For quite a while under the War on Terror, America's War on Terror initiatives, okay? Nowadays, because the common villain for the modern right is undocumented migrants, that's the reason why they immediately hit the undocumented migrant button. For some on the internet, their common villain is trans people. So whenever there's a mass shooting, they say, oh, it's a trans person that did that. For some on the right, the common villain is undocumented migrants. So whenever there's a mass shooting, they go, oh, that was an undocumented migrant that did that. The statistical probability does not matter in this situation. It does not matter. It doesn't factor into the equation at all. Even though the most common acts of domestic terror are conducted by oftentimes straight white men. Doesn't matter, by the way. I'm not saying that to be like, this is somehow important to factor in. It's just that even if you don't engage in any sort of speculation, these people oftentimes do not engage in any sort of statistical analysis. When engaging in this speculation, it's purely to use any sort of violence to contribute to the overarching enemy's narrative that they have. If you're a hyper-transphobic person online, every mass shooting, regardless of who it is, you will always turn around and say it's a trans person. Okay, if you're Islamophobic, during the War on Terror initiatives, during the War on Terror manufacturing consent era, every single time there was another like right-winger or whatever that did a mass shooting, everyone would be like, oh, this is a Islamic terror, Islamic terrorism, Islamic terror. Okay, nowadays that common enemy is, for the right, for the modern right, the common enemy is undocumented migrants. The only thing that's important about this, understanding what's going on here, is that nobody really cares about waiting for more facts to come out and immediately jump to whoever the common villain is, the common villain of the day is, or the common villain of the month is, and say, oh, this is it. It must be a migrant. It turns out it's not. Turns out it's a dude born and raised in America, Army veteran, recent convert to Islam, and was, divorced from his first wife and seemingly was exhibiting erratic behavior, according to the New York Times. A man who knew Shamsuddin Bahar Jabbar tells us Jabbar had converted to Islam, then began acting erratically in recent months. The concerning behavior led him having limited contact with his children. We also spoke to the man who rented the truck to Jabbar. Here's our updating story on the suspect in New Orleans. I will be talking about this a little bit further. Divorced from two wives. Sorry, he got divorced, he got remarried, and then I believe divorced again. Federal agents at the home of the second wife of the Bourbon Street attacker in Houston, Texas, where the woman's new husband, Dwayne Marsh, said Jabbar had begun to convert to Islam within the last year and was being all crazy. This is from Steve Herman, House Bureau Chief of Voice of America News, which is, well, you know what Voice America News is. Here's a video of him as well. 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, accused of carrying out the attack, uploaded a video to YouTube where he introduced himself as a property manager. And I gave you his background, his extensive background here as well. Hold on. Let me find that really quickly. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. This is from Intercept investigative reporter, Guardian investigative reporter, written for Politico and Mother Joe's Business Insider, Jacqueline Sweet. Says Shamsuddin Jabbar's LinkedIn profile was deleted, but here are the ghost remnants. His current job was IT team chief at the U.S. Army Reserve. Previous job was information technology team leader at U.S. Army Reserve, information management officer at U.S. Army, senior information systems specialist at U.S. Army, human resources supervisor at U.S. Army, HR specialist at U.S. Army, data entry operator at U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, data entry clerk at U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, data entry clerk at United States Postal Service. His education is Central Senior High School. He has a Bachelor of Business Administration from Georgia State University, and he's a graduate from Fort Gordon NCO Academy. He's a graduate from 25B Information Technology MOS training, and a graduate from U.S. Army Alaska NCO Academy. Associates from Central Texas College, associate's degree from Central Texas College, an honor graduate from 42A Human Resource Specialist Advanced Individual Training, graduate from U.S. Army Basic Combat Training, and University of Houston. Jabbar has several LLCs registered in Texas and Georgia, mostly seem to be real estate related. He had a Twitter account, which is now deleted, where he was active until at least 2021. Previous arrest in 2002 for driving with a suspended license in Texas. Here are some of his posts from his deleted profile. But like I said, or like Jacqueline is reporting, that the last time it seems that he was active on the platform was 2021. So I don't necessarily think that this like translates to his new point of radicalization. It gives a little bit of info on his background, but not necessarily anything significant about his new point of radicalization. Here, let's get to the FBI report.
Please check the FBI's website and our social media accounts. I will now turn over to Mayor Cantrell. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Agent Duncan, for your leadership and the full support of the FBI. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest condolences to the families and loved ones that were impacted by this tragedy on Bourbon Street and in the heart of the city of New Orleans. And I know that the entire New Orleans City Council grieves along right with me, no doubt about that, and our people and our families. My priority will continue to be to ensure that victims that remain on Bourbon Street now will be serviced and removed as soon as possible with this tragedy in the city of New Orleans. The mission now is to facilitate support.
It's giving PTSD. Look, man, we need to see more on his background before making before speculating. It can be a number of different things. It can be a point of radicalization that a point of radicalization post like PTSD post multiple divorces. It can be, I don't know. I mean, the ISIS is fairly closely aligned and affiliated with the American State Department. So that in and of itself is giving cause to speculation as well. He was non-combat. It doesn't matter. You can still get PTSD from even basic training. But that's not exactly the. I mean that is, like I'm saying, it's one thing, that one of many different factors at play here.
And coordinate safe to keep our residents and our visitors safe.
Can we please think about the poor Muslims that will suffer Islamophobia across the West? This person right here, Anglo Pigeon, is 100% saying this as bait. Okay? They're saying this as bait so that they can turn around and clip the reactions to what he's saying, to turn around and post it on Twitter to be like, oh, see, Hassan only cares about Muslims and the safety of Muslims, even though this is a damning indication that all Muslims are dangerous, okay? That's what it is. And in an effort to be as charitable as possible, I'm going to ban this person. Yeah, you inbred Mosey scum. Inbred Mosey, deport them all. There it is.
Who's that name they give him away? Anglo Pigeon. Get the fuck out of here. Wow, what a psycho Nazi. Holy shit.
Mosey scum. Inbred Mosey, deport them all. There it is. That's cool, man. He
Not
just
cool,
knew
actually.
that his time was coming,
Something like
his
that
ban
shit.
was coming, and he just couldn't. Okay. Let me explain something very quickly. An act of unimaginable violence from one group, a person from a background that is not white. If you see that and say, well, this is how all members of said group are like, okay, that's just racism. Okay, that's it. That's all it is. The notion that one person's acts of violence is a damning indication for the entire race, ethnic background, or religion is insane. And it's the same as, for example, assuming that all Jewish people love what Israel is doing and across the board are on board with it and want to eviscerate Palestinian children. Okay? That's it. That's anti-Semitic, and it is bigoted thinking. It's stupid thinking. You understand? That's not how this works. Having said that, let's get back to this person's YouTube video.
Good evening. I'm Shamsuddin Jabbar, property manager with Blue Metal Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator.
To criticize Israel is not anti-Semitism, in my honest opinion. I am the number one critique of Israel.
Weird and sick
The number
to
one
watch it.
criticized media footprint was insane. That dude's social media footprint was the ramblings of a psychotic madman who was ultra racist, ultra Islamophobic, AFD aligned. He was making the rounds on many other far right websites online. That one profiles like a mass shooter waiting to happen, or a terrorist waiting to erupt at any given moment. This person, so far, his profile online, what we can recover of his profile online, does not showcase a footprint that is consistent with what you normally see from people like this.
Safe. I've gone to the hospital along with Chief Kirkpatrick to visit our police officers, and considering their injuries, they're doing well. As I mentioned, this investigation is ongoing, and the
FBI knew from me, Pamela Brown at CNN. Investigators have reviewed video showing 3 men and a woman who may have been involved in placing suspected improvised explosive devices in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Law enforcement sources tell CNN. Investigators have also found writings that the FBI believes support investigators' view that this was inspired by ISIS with the suspect. Oh, God, I can't even use these websites without freaking ad blockers now. Jesus Christ. Okay, where's the live stream? Jesus, Lord mercy. Okay.
Happened, and both schools put out statements saying that the team, personnel, anyone that was traveling as a part of the team, the band included, they were all fine. But Georgia also did put out a statement saying that unfortunately one of their students was critically injured in the incident, Phil. So our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to that student as well as anyone that was affected in the attack.
Absolutely. Andy Scholes, thanks so much. Our next guest is someone who knows New Orleans quite well. I want to bring in Louisiana State Senator Royce Duplessis. Mr. Senator, you grew up in New Orleans. You were raised in New Orleans. What was it like to receive the phone call, to hear the news about this attack this morning?
Thank you, Phil. Well, waking up this morning, like most people, most normal people who they wake up on New Year's Day, you're looking forward to a new day, a new opportunity, and you're just grateful for all the blessings in your life. So to receive this type of devastating news at the time when I opened my eyes this morning was something that I just really couldn't believe. It was truly unthinkable. And my immediate thoughts went to the victims, trying to people actually did die. We know at least 10 people have perished and over 25 have been injured. But to the point about having grown up in a city like New Orleans, major events is nothing new to us. Large crowd gatherings is part of our identity. And for something like this to happen, it certainly never happened in my lifetime. No terrorist event like this has happened. So it's been shocking to our core. But we are going to stand firm. We reject any type of terrorist acts. We will not be intimidated. And this will not define the city of New Orleans.
Yeah, the strength of the community, and anybody who's been down there understands kind of the love the community has for visitors. It pairs with the fact that the community is so good at handling things like the 10s, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people coming in. That's a regular day that ends in Y down in New Orleans. I think the question with the delay of the game is concerns related to the fact that FBI officials, law enforcement officials saying the suspect may not have acted alone. What more do you know about that?
The RV, wasn't the RV explosion? Yes. Where was that? It was in the South. It was in like near an AT&T facility, but it was also around New Year's, wasn't it? A couple of years prior.
Sugar Bowl leadership.
Do you guys remember what I'm talking about? I think it was in Nashville, right? Yeah.
For making the difficult but appropriate decision.
It was in Nashville, and wasn't it also around New Year's or was it Christmas?
Events, but we cannot replace lives, and we've lost lives, and there's still more assessment to be done. And part of that assessment, a major part of that assessment, is to identify who these other actors are and swiftly apprehend them and thoroughly complete this investigation. Because in addition to giving the families the solace that they're going to need through this devastating loss, we're going to have to give residents and visitors a sense of comfort and a sense of safety that we investigated
2020
and solved this. And I believe and have full faith that all parties are acting in coordination at all levels to get to the bottom of this.
Well, our hearts and prayers certainly go out to you, to the community. On the whole, Louisiana State Senator Royce Duplessis, thanks so much.
Thank you.
A live look in New Orleans right now. That's Bourbon Street.
It's crazy, man.
More new details just ahead.
There's also a Cybertruck explosion outside of a Trump Tower, but I don't think that is in any way, shape, or form related, but who knows? But yeah, suspect in New Orleans attack is identified as a Texan and had an ISIS flag with him. In a YouTube video from 2020, the man identified as a suspect said he had been born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and had served in the U.S. military. We watched that video already. Shamsuddin Jabbar is his name, 42 years old, a native of Texas who has served in the U.S. Army, did a lot of IT work for the U.S. Army as well. And and also was a real estate guy. The Federal Bureau of Investigation said it was examining an Islamic State flag that was found in the truck used in the attack, that it believed Mr. Jabbar was not solely responsible. Several improvised explosive devices were found and disposed of, officials said. CNN is also CNN breaking news on the Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside of the Trump Tower. Is being investigated as a possible act of terror as well.
Just in, a law enforcement official briefed on that Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside of Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas tells CNN that the incident is now being investigated as a possible terrorist act. Police say it took place at around 8:40 a.m. local time. There was one person inside the vehicle who died, and 7 other people suffered minor injuries. The FBI is involved in this investigation, and we are going to stay on top of the story and bring you updates as we...
This happened right on New Year's, just before the Super Bowl game. We still both have Mardi Gras in the Super Bowl that our city of New Orleans is hosting in the coming months. We're shaking. Yeah, so here's the Tesla explosion. Oops, nope, that's just Elon Musk with his human shield at the Trump New Year's celebration. Breaking, video shows Tesla Cybertruck explosion at Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, cause unknown. Police confirmed the driver was killed in the Cybertruck explosion at Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. 7 others were injured. I believe he exploded a bunch of fireworks in the Tesla, the person. Or all the secondary explosions that you see. Do not play. No, this doesn't show anything. You think it looks like a lithium could be battery cells, I guess. That's what lithium does. So one thing I don't understand also is that, like, even if it wasn't like purposely exploded, I thought it was confirmed that there were fireworks, but even if it was like lithium battery explosions, I thought that this type of stuff was like impossible to put out in such a short period of time. Of course, never let a crisis go to waste. Senator Kennedy demands answers for the New Orleans truck attack. We're going to go back to the morning press conference in Louisiana. Louisiana Senator Kennedy also made an appearance. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
I wish I understood better why bad things happen to good people. If I make it to heaven, I'm going to ask. For those people who don't believe in objective evil, all you have to do is look at what happened in our city early this morning.
Well, you will not be seeing the pearly gates, Senator. That much I know.
I am, if this doesn't trigger the gag reflex of every American, every fair-minded American, I'll be very surprised. I'm here because these are my people. I'm here because these are my people's friends. I'm here because there are a lot of Louisianians that are scared tonight. I don't want them to be. There's a lot of information going around. Some of it is actually true. Some of it isn't. The federal government is now in charge of this investigation. By that, I mean the White House, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice. I have not talked to the FBI. Maybe they've talked to my staff. I don't know. I did talk to the Secretary of Homeland Security a little while ago. And I told him that with all the respect I could muster, that we expect to put the full force and resources of the federal government behind this investigation. Our state troopers, our local police departments, our sheriffs, we've got many sheriffs here today, have been terrific so far. The federal government is cooperating with them. I hope that will continue. Here's what I want to ask from the federal government. Catch these people, and then tell the American people the truth. Now, I don't want you to tell us yet anything that's going to interfere with your investigation. And there are things that I've been told that I think are true that I'm not sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get to the bottom of this, they need to tell the American people the truth, and the people of New Orleans the truth, and the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor.
There are potentially other people that were working alongside the main perpetrator. That's what we're talking about. Gremlo said earlier on a stream that he'd love to come on your stream to talk about this since he's really familiar with New Orleans politics. I don't know if he's around right now, but I mean, I'll see in a little bit.
Very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it. But
is he insinuating that it was CIA? I doubt that Senator Kennedy would insinuate that this is a CIA thing, because the perpetrator is a Islamic convert who potentially got radicalized and had sympathies for ISIS. In that regard, it is actually closer to this being the work of the CIA, if you are a conspiratorially minded person, considering the ISIS affiliations with the American State Department. But a person like Kennedy would never say that for a situation like this. He would only say that if it was white supremacist, anti-government extremist or something like that. I think he's insinuating that this was the result of illegal migration. I don't know.
My final point is, I will promise you this. I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible. Or I will raise fresh hell, and I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened, like they stole Christmas.
All right, so that's another clip of him.
Can I say something, Riker? Tell me who you're with. WSU. Okay, and CBS.
NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's an unusual position.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't. Look, can I say?
Is he fucking drunk? Nah, this is just how he is all the time. That's just how he carries himself. To paraphrase Groucho Marx, John Kennedy here may talk like an idiot, look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot. He's not. You want to know something, guys? You know how we sometimes speculate that streamers and content creators portray themselves as much dumber than they actually are in an effort to fucking do content and maybe even shelter themselves from additional scrutiny? Like, oh, he's just a dumb guy. John Kennedy is one of the perfect examples of that. Not only is he an Ivy Leaguer, but he's also a Rhodes Scholar. Okay? So the whole, like, I'm a country bumpkin, oh, don't listen to me, I don't know what the hell's going on, that's just simply a weaponization of incompetence. He literally is a Rhodes Scholar. Okay? He is a Rhodes Scholar. So all of that is just an act. I'm gonna repeat his background for you, just so you understand. He went to Vanderbilt University to get a bachelor's, went to University of Virginia to get his JD, and then he went to Magdalen College in Oxford, okay? At Vanderbilt, Kennedy studied philosophy, economics, and political science. He was elected president of his senior class and named Phi Beta Kappa. He graduated from Vanderbilt. He received a Juris Doctorate in 1977 from University of Virginia School of Law. There he was the executive director of the Virginia Law Review. Elected to the Order of the Coif. In 1979, he earned a Bachelor of Civil Law master's degree with first-class honors from Oxford University. Wait, I thought he was a Rhodes Scholar too. Is he not? But yeah, he graduated. He went to Oxford University. The attacker was brainwashed by religion. That's what happened. Yeah. Hasanabe, he's upset. His people are being attacked. Can't blame him. His people? Brother, we're all Americans. You know that, right? Like, what do you mean his people? What the fuck are you talking about, his people? We are all Americans, okay? When a terror attack happens on a New Year's Eve celebration with people from different backgrounds from all around the country, it is not a specific attack against, you know, I don't know what you're fucking saying here. You're thinking of Bill Clinton. He was a Rhodes Scholar. Oxford is Rhodes. Okay, so he's a Rhodes Scholar. Rhodes Scholarship recipient. He's saying the attacker was a Muslim like you. Chatter was being a racist? Yeah. Okay, let's hear what Wolf has to say.
I'm Wolf Blitzer. You're in the Situation Room.
This is something that happened 5 years ago. What does it matter now? What, the 2020 bombing? I only brought it up because the timing of that was also suspect, and we didn't fully understand what happened in that situation either.
People and injured dozens of others. We're also learning more about the driver of the truck and his background. CNN's Kyung La is standing by with new reporting, new information just coming in. But first, let's go to CNN's Omar Jimenez, who's on the scene for us in New Orleans. Omar, first of all, give us the latest on the investigation and the video now being reviewed by authorities.
Yeah, Wolf. So for starters, we knew the FBI did not believe that this driver was solely responsible for what happened, to use their words. And we also knew from them that they found an ISIS flag in the vehicle along with a potential IED.
This is so weird, dude. Why do people do this? Close up of the officer's weapon in New Orleans. What is that pink stuff? It's just light, dude. It's light.
Tell CNN.
Okay.
Investigators have reviewed
25,000 likes.
3 men and a
it's
woman
just
who
light.
they believe may have been involved in placing suspected IEDs in the French Quarter, and that investigators also found writings that they believe support their going theory that this was inspired by ISIS. Of course, comes on top of the flag that was found as well. And we know the FBI has said for most of the day that they have been investigating this as an act of terrorism. Now, there are also questions about how exactly this vehicle got around barricades that were installed years ago to sort of to try and prevent this very thing from happening. Well, we're getting a glimpse of kind of how this happened, specifically from some surveillance video from a business across the street from the key intersection here. It's actually the intersection behind me from where I'm standing. You see a white pickup truck come down Canal Street, essentially behind where I am now. And then a police officer, what appears to be, is sort of blocking Bourbon Street. But what you do see is that white pickup truck goes around that police officer and then goes into Bourbon Street, where, again, we know this attack unfolded. And we got a little clue from law enforcement today who told us that, well, those barriers...
No, the driver didn't get away. He got out with a gun and then got shot and killed in the gun battle.
Instead, they put
at the place afterwards
in front of some of those.
I think 2 cops were injured as well, right, in the process.
Some of this happening, but that this person went around these vehicles onto the sidewalk and was able to evade some of those barriers. Now, there were a lot of extra people in town for a big college football game between Notre Dame and the University of Georgia. We also know from a shop owner that the crowds were still packed on the streets at around 3 a.m. when this attack actually unfolded.
Why are you reporting if you know none of the details?
We know that football game was pushed an extra day, but at the heart of this...
Are you talking to me or are you talking to CNN? Because I'm not reporting on anything. I'm not there. CNN is reporting on the details that we do know of that is confirmed.
After this attack that happened in just a few minutes, Wolf.
So awful and so sad indeed. Omar, I want you to stand by. I want to bring in our senior investigative correspondent, Kyung La, right now. Kyung, what more...
Why is this declared terrorism? Dude, if this was a white dude, okay, who drove a pickup truck into this crowded Bourbon Street New Year's celebration, okay, New Year's Eve celebration, it would still be an act of terrorism. Terrorism as a definition is intentionally vague and oftentimes politically applied towards enemies of the American state. Having said that, however, it like in the most basic definition of terrorism, trying to kill as many civilians as possible in an effort to, I don't know, create like a race war, or in an effort to say that you love ISIS, for example, would still fit that same would still fit that same definition. Objectively, this is, you know, there's nothing weird about considering this an act of terror.
Titled Leadership. Now, authorities do confirm that he served in the U.S. Army. We do have a picture of him from that photo that was posted on Facebook from the U.S. Army. This is a picture of him in 2013. It's a Facebook post from the U.S. Army again, and he's identified in this photo as an Army Staff Sergeant working as an information technology team chief for the 82nd Airborne Division's 1st Brigade Combat Team, and that was back then in 2013. He also posted an online resume where he describes how he graduated from Central Texas College in 2010 and received a bachelor's degree from Georgia State University in 2017. Georgia State does confirm that he did attend there and did graduate. And Texas records also show that he had a real estate license from 2019 and it expired in 2023. And then the last thing, Wolf, that we found really interesting, because it sort of lays the financial picture of his life currently, is that he was in a divorce with his first wife, and that in 2012 she had sued him for child support. But in 2022 he had submitted an email talking about how he was struggling financially. He wrote that he had fallen behind in house payments, that he feared
that he was nearing foreclosure, that he was behind more than $27,000 in payments. He also wrote that the business that he had talked about in a YouTube video, that it had also not made money. He'd lost $28,000, and he was $16,000 in credit card debt, Wolf.
Lots of new information. Kyungla, thank you. Omar Jimenez, thanks to you as well. I want to break all of this down with our law enforcement experts. Andrew McKay, let me start with you. What are the next steps right now for the FBI, your former deputy director of the FBI, as they try to determine who the individuals placing these improvised explosive devices in the area are?
Absolutely, Wolf. That is priority one for the FBI right now, to identify and locate those individuals who they have captured in the surveillance video, placing the IED devices, at least two of which have been rendered safe, and therefore are probably providing the Bureau with some evidence that they can use to compare to the device and the other evidence that's been recovered from the truck. And so they may have a solid forensic connection between the IEDs, which would only confirm their suspicion that those 3 men and 1 woman are related to or working in concert with the driver of the truck. So that's the biggest potential threat the Bureau is probably focused on right now. And they are doing all the things that we've seen in these sorts of situations in the past. They are scouring video coverage to try to locate those folks and track their movements. Last night, as they led up to the moment of placing the IEDs, they're trying to locate places to search. They're trying to locate individuals who might know something about those folks. So it's a lot of activity going on focused in that direction.
Critically important information they got to find out. Mary Ellen O'Toole, you're a former senior FBI profiler. What could these IEDs tell you about the perpetrator's intention? Does that suggest to you that a larger attack was indeed planned?
Certainly, and thank you for having me on. The IEDs will be very—
There's a lot that make up a very normal narrative, and then there are some aspects of this that I consider to be a little weird. How the fuck does a guy like divorced dad, army veteran, all this stuff, right? Divorced dad, army veteran, under debt. That makes up a very common thread for a point of radicalization for a lot of people. The ISIS shit, on the other hand, is weird. Like converting to Islam and then becoming like an ISIS supporter. That stuff sounds... That stuff, I mean, it could have happened after his point of radicalization due to his financial circumstances or whatever. But like, I don't know. I mean, it seems wild. It seems like a thread from I don't know, what people oftentimes point to in Europe, even if there's no evidence for it whatsoever.
Designed and constructed so that they would actually be weapons of lethality as well. So that goes to the intent.
Especially considering his extensive background in the military.
Charles Ramsey is with us as well, the former Washington, D.C. police chief, former police commissioner in Philadelphia. Chief Ramsey, what are the challenges for law enforcement right now?
What are you implying by that? I don't know. I'm saying that
while conducting this investigation.
Well, first of all, we all know the French.
I think, look, I don't look at situations like this and immediately go, ooh, there's a grand conspiracy here. Okay. Usually what you see is what you get. Having said that, however, I would say that it could very well be the entry point into his radicalization was initially his material conditions that then caused him to go fucking nuts, so radicalized, convert to Islam, and then get radicalized online. The very fact that he had people working with him potentially is also strange. A lot of the lone wolf incidents like this are lone wolf incidents. You know what I mean? It's just like one person that will engage in the ramming attack. But the fact that there's IEDs involved in this and potentially other people also involved in this as well, that like the police are looking around the entire area for additional improvised explosive devices. It's much more sophisticated and more coordinated than the average like point of radicalization. Like guy who's radicalized who just like goes out and does an act of violence, even if it's at the behest of ISIS or whatever. I mean, the fact that they found the improvised explosive devices, like, in my opinion, getting the vibe that most of the chat today is wanting to do a full conspiracy bulletin board. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. I will repeat that over and over again. I do not know what happened, and only time will tell. In many instances like this, we never get the full picture. Like, we don't even know the full picture of Stephen Paddock to this day, right? The Las Vegas shooter. Having said that, there's also within the initial breaking news coverage of this, there will oftentimes be incorrect information, so it's important not to read too far into it. Like, I'll give you an example. They're saying that there's numerous other IEDs, right, that they have found and intercepted. That could, one, be absolutely correct, or it could be that the news is reporting it as IEDs even though they were like fucking fireworks or something. You know what I mean? I'm using an example. I'm not telling you that that's what happened, but I'm using this as an example to show you that sometimes even well-intentioned people in their news coverage, when they're doing breaking news coverage, will just run with whatever the police initially thought was going on, and then later down the line, they will follow up and say, oh no, these were actually not IEDs, improvised explosive devices, but instead it was just fireworks that we found. So it's important not to get lost in, it's important not to pull on certain threads and like really, it's important not to be too invested in immediate common threads in the aftermath of a situation like this, and wait for more information to come and more verification to come after as well.
Simply a matter of fact when you have a case like this. But when it's left like that, where we still have a lot more to do, what's not being said is there may be some important points, some important leads that we've not been able to close yet. And that, for most people, should give them pause as to whether or not they might want to attend that game, because they just simply cannot be guaranteed of their safety.
I know a lot of folks are worried about that. Everyone stand by. We're going to continue this conversation. We'll have much more on the investigation as we learn new details of exciting time in the world.
Damn, they just jumped in there.
What's
so quick. Also, there's additional updates on both the Cybertruck explosion in Las Vegas and this New Orleans attack. But Elon Musk has confirmed that the explosion was caused by a very large fireworks and/or bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself. All vehicle telemetry was positive at the time of the explosion. And Fightix News has brought forth AP Reuters coverage on this. Both the Cybertruck involved in the Las Vegas explosion and the truck used in the New Orleans terror attack were rented to the same app, Turo, which is not that unique, for the record. That's normal. Turo is an application used for exactly those kinds of vehicles, like Cybertrucks, F-150 Lightning, which is, I believe, the ISIS dude used. So it's not that uncommon, and I don't think there's anything unique about the application itself. It's just a rental application. It's a peer-to-peer rental service.
Las Vegas, because this has been a sort of interesting development. You know, the images of the Cybertruck parked outside the Las Vegas Trump property went viral. You know, sort of, I think people thought it was an accident and then no one was hurt, and so there was a sort of bizarre symbolism in that it was a Cybertruck, it was not Trump. As it's developed, it seems that this is being taken far more seriously. What have we learned about what authorities know and how they're investigating this?
Right, Chris. So according to the reporting of myself, my colleagues Andrew Blankstein and Kelly O'Donnell, right now, 3 senior U.S. law enforcement officials say that this explosion of a Tesla Cybertruck, kind of in the portico there where you saw that smoke rising from in front of Trump's property in Las Vegas, is being investigated, at least initially, as a potential act of terrorism, and that it was, quote, intentional. And there was a...
let's talk about...
I haven't seen a single pic of the ISIS flag. How can it do rollout with a flag around a super crowded city without people taking video and pics? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is the flag on the car in the initial video when he's driving in? Because I didn't see that. Like, I don't know when the flag was planted on the car. It might have been covered. It's on, but wrapped up on the back. Oh, okay. So it was rolled up. It was not in the car. It was in the cab. People are saying it's, some people have said the flag was inside of the cab. Some people are saying the flag was rolled up in the back and then someone unveiled it. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I have no idea.
really dismantle absolutely everything. But what I wanted to talk about is Vorsh essentially made a massive idiotic video full of sophistry where he attacks Luna by basically trying to credit neoliberalism with anything resembling success in Vietnam, which is a very sort of weird thing to do for someone who claims to be a socialist, right? Like a socialist would take a bit more of a closer look at things rather than just saying, line go up, this is because of neoliberalism good or something. But that's essentially what Vorsh did. So I'm going to do exactly what Vorsh did. I'm going to use exactly the same level of evidence that he did. What he did in his video, which I'm not going to go through because it's 2 fucking hours long and it's a reaction, right? So I'd be reacting to a react, and I've had enough of that. So I want to refute one specific point, which was essentially he Googled Vietnam GDP per capita and said, look, line go up. Line go up, neoliberalism, good. So let's take a look at that. Here is graph, GDP per capita, line go up. Now let's talk about why line go up here and also here, okay? So as I'm sure everyone knows, Vietnam was the victim of an incredibly destructive war led by the US empire in the 60s and 70s. That war completely devastated the country. It killed millions, destroyed whatever little economic base it had under French colonialism, and left the government to rebuild afterwards. The new communist government, which was not led by Ho Chi Minh because he was dead by then. And so generally what happens after a completely devastating war like that is line goes up, right? Because in the middle of like a fucking devastating war in which your country is destroyed and millions die, right? Line is going to be very low. The GDP line is going to be much lower than it was before that. Because obviously you can't get much worse for economic conditions than being in the middle of an incredibly massive, all-encompassing, destructive war. And then after that, you know, as I said, line tends to go up because there's a recovery afterwards, which always happens. It's not so much, you know, some sort of amazing economic miracle as much as just logically what should be happening after most wars unless something terrible happens. So in this case, Vietnam was not just the victim of that war. It also had a lot of other shit on its plate. Apart from the country being completely destroyed and devastated by said war, Vietnam had also gone to war with Deng's China over its northern border, which was not very good for Vietnam, even though they managed to stalemate that war. And they also ended up invading Cambodia because Cambodia was crossing the Vietnamese border to massacre Vietnamese people and was also committing a genocide against the Vietnamese minority in Cambodia. So we have a country that only very recently managed to free itself from the devastating clutches of French and American colonialism that was completely destroyed, and then immediately assailed by another world power on its border, while also being economically isolated from the rest of the world due to massive Western sanctions led by the US, that also had to go to war with another one of its neighbors and a potential trading partner, so losing out in multiple ways by that. So there's really no way to emphasize how incredibly isolated Vietnam was during this period. Pretty much all that it had internationally was support from the Soviet bloc and trade with the Soviet bloc. Other than that, it was, you know, it was in a situation where it desperately needed to rebuild. And obviously, in a country incredibly devastated by war, you're not going to have everything that you need to rebuild immediately on hand, right? Not even in the countries the countries devastated in Europe after World War II, for example, was that the case. Hence the US being able to gain hegemonic power over them due to the Marshall Plan. And those are countries that started from a much higher base than what Vietnam was, right? These were countries that were highly developed before World War II. Vietnam before the war was under colonial domination, a completely agricultural economy with no industrialization to speak of. So what happens after the war is that it takes a while, about 5 to 10 years or so, before things really get going. And this is reflected here in the already incredibly reductive GDP per capita graph. okay? So we can see here from 1985 to 1987, you have a massive increase in Vietnam's GDP per capita due to the obvious results of what I just said. After multiple wars, in fact, regardless of the disadvantages the country was facing, it entered a massive period of economic rebuilding, of really just kind of not really so much rebuilding because there wasn't really much there, but you know, meager efforts to industrialize, etc., which when we're basically talking about nothing, have a huge effect. So from 85 to 87, the GDP per capita literally more than doubled. This is before the later economic reforms. So what we have here is pre-economic reforms. We have very solid macroeconomic growth, at least by the obviously reductive GDP per capita measure. But I mean, that's what Vosh used, so I'm going to be just as lazy as him and use it myself. And then with the fall of the Soviet Union in the final years of the 90s, there's obviously a massive economic crash, a very infamous period in Vietnamese history. And the reason that this happened is because Vietnam was totally isolated. Because not only was it enemies with China and the Western Bloc, but now the Soviet Union collapsed and was no longer interested in trading with Vietnam, which was previously pretty much the only trade partner, the only geopolitical support that Vietnam had. Same thing happened in Cuba, by the way. Though Cuba dealt with its crisis in a different way by looking for different forms of inflows of foreign currency and promoting the tourist industry once more. Vietnam, you know, obviously, you know, very unique situation here. An incredibly poor agrarian country is not very capable of recovering yet again from another massive crisis when it just started recovering from the previous complete devastation and economic isolation that it suffered thanks to US imperialism a couple of years earlier. So when you talk about like Vietnam opening up, or I guess Vosh and his fans try to frame it as neoliberalism, but that's because they don't really know what neoliberalism is, because Vietnam then and now is incredibly not neoliberal. It's an incredibly state-directed economy. Well, not so much state-directed, definitely state-owned. And the state dictates who can participate in this economy and how they can do it. That's something that is very much incompatible with general neoliberal theory, which is that the state cannot, you know, the state can tell you how you can participate in the economy, though in a much more open way, but they can't tell you who can. There's this straw man that a lot of anti-communists such as Vosh tend to have, where they imagine that socialist or socialist transition states want to be isolated from the rest of the world. Like they just want to be completely self-sufficient, like North Korea or something. But that's completely wrong. These countries need to trade. They want to have the option to trade with as many other countries as possible. You know, I've said it before a lot on my channel, but Cuba, for example, would have loved to keep trading with the USA rather than being embargoed for 50 years straight. You know, why wouldn't they? It's just they trade in a different way. Rather than private companies engaging in the trade, it's state-directed trade, which is in many respects what happens in Vietnam currently still. So people are like, oh, Vietnam so accepted the terms of the West under obviously extreme fucking duress, literally with no other option. It was either that or literally trade with no one, because the Eastern Bloc broke up and was captured in terms of policy by the Western Bloc, at least for a brief period during the 90s, which is what we're talking about here. So they had no option other than to try and negotiate some sort of way in which they could possibly begin trading with the West. And the US especially, because at this point, obviously, the US is already the world's biggest economy. So these people are like, Vietnam started trading with other countries. Vietnam legalized small businesses. Vietnam allowed foreign companies to enter the country under its terms, often in a manner that is quite directed by the state. Now, is this socialism? Honestly, I don't really care. Because the fact of the matter is that socialism in one country, which is apparently what these people want Vietnam to be, like they think it should have just started a fucking anarchist commune or something while facing massive internal pressure from multiple fronts, not just from the Western Bloc, but also from China and from the fall of the Soviet Union. Like they think it should have formed a bunch of anarchist communes or something. I would like to see how that form of organization would hold up to all of this fucking external pressure against the revolution. But Vietnam had like basically an option, right? Like you have this incredibly agrarian state that had only experienced like 2 or 3 years of attempted industrialization in its entire history, which were fairly successful, at least if we go by this reductive GDP per capita graph, because we see literally doubling in the GDP per capita, okay? And you have a choice between doing something to be allowed to do very basic forms of trade with other nations that are required in order to develop your country in any sort of meaningful respect, unless you just want to be like an isolationist agrarian empire like fucking Khmer Rouge one or something, which good luck with that. Try not to kill 3 million people while you're at it. So obviously, they had to cave into some of the terms of the West. That's imperialism, right? It's an imperialist imposition on Vietnam. And even still, Vietnam managed to negotiate fairly favorable terms compared to many others who had to submit to IMF loans and to the US's terms to get Western sanctions removed, etc. Like they only, as I said, they only legalized small businesses. They refused demands regarding privatizations. They refused demands regarding the dismantling of welfare programs, of many workers' rights, etc., etc. So what they did was a selective influx of foreign capital into the country. Now, obviously, this is less than ideal in a supposedly socialist country. But the fact of the matter is that socialist projects like this have to balance. The reality is that they have to balance external and internal subversion. It's very, and like the sort of socialist ideal. Sure, socialism as a system, as a world system, communism as a world system would certainly work. In one single, completely isolated country, completely cut off from the entire rest of the world, yeah, but less so. And you have to consider that we're talking about a country that, very much like Russia, on the eve of the Russian Revolution, was not industrialized. It was even less industrialized. Russia had at least gone through the level of the first industrial revolution in some places like St. Petersburg. Vietnam had very limited industrialization in Hanoi and Saigon, extremely limited, nothing like St. Petersburg. There's a reason why Lenin, for example, initially thought that it would be a good idea to implement a sort of fast-track state capitalism in the new economic policy. Because capitalism is obviously a required stage of development when you get out of feudalism. Now, Vietnam was not feudalist per se, but it was incredibly agrarian. It was sort of in a stage between like capitalist and feudalist agrarianism, based more on small-holding farmers than typical feudalist structures, but still definitely not capitalist in any meaningful respect. Now, what I would like to say here is, if you're arguing that Vietnam turned neoliberal and it turned everything around, you need to operate off the counterfactual. Like, what if, for example, the external circumstances didn't abruptly force a change in the Vietnamese program? What if the Soviet Union continued as it was during the 80s, kept trading with Vietnam? The counterfactual are these 2 years here before the economic crash caused by the fall of the Soviet Union in 1989, which reduced GDP GDP per capita by 5 times. The counterfactual is these 2 years where the previous, much more state-led, much more, you know, incredibly limited private sector increased the size of the country GDP per capita, at least in that by those reductive terms, which again I don't like to use, but I'm happy to use them when my opponents are using them. More than doubled, right? The fact of the matter is that the so-called market liberal reforms, whatever you want to call them afterwards, in reality, Vietnam is just self-evidently not a liberal country, not economically, not socially, not in any way, shape or form. Not politically, not economically, not socially. But there is no period post-reform that even remotely touches these 2 years here. That's your counterfactual. That's what you're comparing this to. So if you want to argue that neoliberalism saved Vietnam or something, we need to compare it to what would have happened if Vietnam wasn't forced into the fairly minor capitalist concessions that it gave due to circumstances that were far beyond the country's control. And that's your fucking counterfactual. The fact of the matter is that the reason for this growth after this period of economic crisis post-Soviet Union has practically nothing to do with the actual reforms themselves and more to do with the fact that Vietnam was starting from basically nothing. It grew after the war, as you would expect, because the point after the war, after the war with Cambodia, after the war with China, etc., because as you would expect, when a country is completely devastated, after that devastation finally ends and it has a modicum of stability, it's going to get slightly better. Okay, and that's what happened. So everything here, if you want to attribute that to neoliberalism, or capitalism, or whatever these people like to do, we need to think about the counterfactual. Like, okay, what else would it, like, if the Soviet Union had continued, which I think is fair to assume, I think it's fair for a hypothetical because obviously that was out of Vietnam's control. Vietnam kept trading with it, kept developing along the lines that it was beforehand. What would have happened? And I think, just looking at this, you could easily say that it would have been basically at least the same, possibly better. So you can't attribute this to capitalism, to solely to its minor market reforms. This is what happens after a devastating war. Things get better because obviously you're not in the middle of a devastating fucking war anymore. Or multiple devastating wars, in fact. Like someone like Bush is basically just trying to get an easy gotcha on Luna Oi. Now, I think Luna Oi is obviously a Vietnamese nationalist. But her perspective is nonetheless very valuable because it's not something that we hear about very often in the West. I do think that she's a bit too, you know, she likes to get very angry over whether Vietnam is socialist or not, but I think that's besides the point. Because socialist is a transitional phase. Socialism is a transitional phase. A country that calls itself socialist or whatever you want, when it's you know, one single small poor country amid a sea of opposition to what it's doing, it's very difficult to realistically continue along Puritan socialist lines. And the people who demand that or expect it are just completely insane and do not have anything resembling an actual actionable ideology that has any place in the real world. I think people get too hung up on whether these countries have systems that technically qualify as socialism, as in, do the workers literally own the means of production themselves? Obviously not. And I don't think that the state controlling them qualifies as being that either. But I don't care also. I don't give a fucking shit. Because the fact of the matter is, they're not remotely at any sort of stage where they could do that, even if they wanted to. So talking about it is fucking moot. They're essentially under siege by countries that want them to immediately implement capitalism and completely dismantle whatever little bit of the revolution that might still be there. So if you look at these countries and all that you have to say is, haha, it's not technically socialist by this two-sentence definition that I have here. Rather than looking at socialism as a much more dynamic transitional phase to better forms of socialism and then to better forms of, to like a final stage being communism or you know, your fucking anarchist commune shit, you're just a child. And you're not in this because of any real sort of actionable politics. Rather, you're just in it as some sort of club or something where you can think about how incredibly awesome and pure you are. Especially, you know, these people especially love to talk about how pure they are relative to like third world communists. It's easy to talk about that when you're in the fucking USA and you want people to vote for Joe fucking Biden for some reason, man. Same sort of shit with Cuba. It's like people are like, oh my God, why doesn't Cuba have free and fair elections immediately? Why don't they immediately implement liberal democracy? Do you think it might be because there is a country 90 miles away that has spent the last 60 years doing everything possible to subvert the Cuban Revolution, and every little inkling that it has gained materially, that its people have gained materially? Do you know what would happen if there was a liberal democratic election in Cuba? The US would fucking fund whichever candidate they like the most, do everything possible to manipulate it. They would not allow any winner other than the candidate who they wanted. This is exactly what happened in Russia after the fall of the USSR. The Communist Party was going to win the first real election, so the USA literally rigged that election. They rigged that fucking election so that Yeltsin would win. That is exactly what would happen if Cuba did what these fucking dumbasses demand of it, but even worse, because in this case, we're not talking about a tiny country right next to the USA. We're talking about the Russia on the other side of the world. So if the USA could rig that election and give Yeltsin the win, imagine what would happen in fucking Cuba. Not to mention that a liberal democracy is not even remotely the sort of political system that socialists should be advocating for. That would be a fucking regression from what they have now. You know, it's possible to acknowledge that protests in Cuba are not necessarily CIA or whatever, and also acknowledge that just immediately instituting a capitalist liberal so-called democratic system of representative democracy in Cuba, specifically designed, by the way, to stunt any possibility of actual democracy. Just whoever the US chooses is going to immediately fucking win that election, and they're going to immediately dismantle absolutely everything that Cuba has. They're also going to immediately seize a ton of Cuban state assets and money for the USA, because the USA has consistently refused Cuban compensation for appropriated American businesses in Cuba post-revolution. So they would seize with interest trillions of fucking dollars of Cuban state assets. That is a huge part, by the way, of why the USA is interested in Cuba so much still, because they want the US corporations to be paid back far more than the very reasonable terms that the Cuban government already offered them, with interest too.
Given up the lead.
Every single country in the world has already settled their compensation claims with Cuba. Every single country. Canada, Europe, other Latin American countries that had corporate assets in Cuba appropriated, they settled their claims with Cuba amicably. The USA has consistently refused to settle them because they want to get these fucking completely exorbitant claims in the tens of billions, the hundreds of billions of dollars total, which is multiple entire years of the Cuban GDP. That is a huge part of why they're interested in this so-called liberal democratic change in government in Cuba, because they want a government that will give them that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think that segment was very coherent, but I'm going to end it there because I think I made the points that I wanted to make, though maybe without as strong of a conclusion as I wanted to. There's just some examples of how you need to think about these things, these sort of very imperfect socialist projects, because they are socialist projects. They might be they might have elements of capitalism, absolutely. They might even be capitalist. But the thing is, you can't say that the Vietnamese project has reverted in the way that the Chinese project has. Because Vietnamese socialism never even really had a chance to get off the ground in the first place, as Chinese socialism did. Actual justice warrior. He says that Carl Kalinske and Crystal Ball simp for Communist Cuba. Man, that sounds terrible. How could anyone ever simp for Communist Cuba? I'm sure he's got some amazing arguments about this that are going to prove everything they say wrong and BTFO them with facts and logic, as, you know, your average conservative YouTuber tends to do in a very thorough fashion with tons of facts and logic. So let's check that out.
And salutations, everybody. Today I want to talk about Cuba because, as you may have heard, there's been a massive protest movement across the country. These are the first significant protests in decades because Cuba is a repressive communist regime that doesn't allow protest.
Oh, so the reason